and out of nowhere, Smokey Bear shows up and hugs me.
So you noticed some wildfire hazards and moved your bonfire to a safer location.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Smokey, all right. He likes it when people help prevent wildfires. It hits him close to home. Not everybody gets the hug, my friend. So that's pretty special to get a hug from Smokey Bear.
So it was him. Hey, guys, I told you it was Smokey.
Okay, well, congratulations, my friend. And thanks for calling. There are many ways to prevent a wildfire. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. Waking up every day, lifting him from the bed to the wheelchair to the car to get him to therapy on time. It's no small task between the doctors and the diagnosis, but nothing can disable this love. This is my big brother, my hero. He's part of me, like my arms and legs. So I'll be his. See, there's no time for tired. This starts again tomorrow. He'll be waiting for me. I'll wake up for him. I know he needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 877-333-5885. Caregiving Resource Center. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do. Tell the world I see with an emoji to stop the bullies.
Know someone who's being bullied online? Send the witness emoji. It looks like an eye in a speech bubble, and it's in the symbol section near the clocks in your phone. You'll let the world know it isn't cool, and you'll let your friend know you care. Learn more about the witness emoji at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. Feedthepig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? When a tornado is tearing through town? Or a hurricane strikes? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. And it's not always as simple as using your cell phone. That's why now is the time to take action. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff, even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but you've left me no choice. I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is really serious, and lately you seem to really not care. I've been there for you since day one, and I know you think I'm going to keep ticking. But no, my friend, I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to the good times, when we were more active and ate more healthy foods, and you checked on me every once in a while? Is that too much to ask? I don't want to leave, but unless you stop ignoring me, what else am I supposed to do? Remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Doing the minimum to control your high blood pressure isn't doing enough. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/bloodpressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Derulo. I love that music connects to people all over the country. But unfortunately, so does something else. Childhood hunger. 15 million kids struggle with hunger right here in America. And yet, every year, billions of pounds of surplus food in the U.S. go to waste instead of going to the children in need. Feeding America is working to change this. The Feeding America nationwide network of food banks rescues this surplus of food to help provide meals to families in virtually every community in the United States, including yours. But they just can't do this alone. Join me in the fight against hunger in America. For more information on what you can do to get involved, visit feedingamerica.org. That's feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
What are you talking about?
No, it's not him. There's only one more. There is only one more. That's it. One more. No!
They saw your team put up zero effort.
Wake up!
Remember in the old days, they used to have oxygen for them. Where's the oxygen? Play like absolute just garbage.
This is the Sports Loudmouth.
Yay!
Can you keep it down? I'm trying to introduce here.
With Errol Marks, Speedy Petey, and ex-NFL loudmouth, Sean Smith.
You're not even a has-been. You're number one. You're number one. February 21st. You're listening to a new show of the Sports Loudmouth. I'm your host, Errol Marks, my co-host, Speedy Petey, and ex-NFL star, Sean Smith. Remember, you can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out all our shows throughout the week, including The Loudmouth with me, Speedy Petey, and Sean Smith, every single Wednesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. All you have to do to tune in to our website and all our shows is go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. You could call us, as always, and the number is 631-672-3108. Speedy Petey, what's up, man?
I'm doing well. I just got back. I got to see my brothers over the weekend. We were singing a lot. It was the 1 year anniversary of we went to Hamilton. We were singing a lot of Hamilton karaoke, among other things.
Do not sing to us tonight.
I am not going to sing.
I do not want to be
my brother's girlfriend has the best singing voice easily of the
Could you sing? Listen, I don't want you to sing any Hamilton.
No, I'm not.
Could you hit a high note?
No.
Is there like when somebody grabs you in a certain spot? Could you hit that note?
I'm not a high note person.
I could hit a note.
I never was.
No. I mean, I have that squeaky voice.
Yeah, you're right. It's weird because I could as a kid, I could barely scream. It was like it's funny.
How about if you do something to your body? If somebody poked you somewhere, could you give us a nice?
I don't know. You know what it is? I'm not very vocal. I'm just more jumpy. Like
jumpy?
Yeah.
You know, you're just like having fun, right? You like jumping out of your pants?
No, I don't like it.
I mean, if you sat on something, right?
Well, yeah, that I might be more like.
Yeah, you'd probably jump, right? You'd probably lose yourself in many different ways.
If I don't bleed, yeah.
If you don't bleed.
John, if I were to sit on something spiky, I would probably bleed.
All right, I was just making sure. I never know where Arrow's going with it with you, so.
Well, listen, when I sit on things, if I sat on something, I'd be screaming on the top of my lungs, wondering what the hell hit me. So, I mean, seriously. Sean, what's going on, buddy? How was your weekend?
It was a great weekend. Watched my daughters compete. My oldest competed in a volleyball tournament. And just basketball tryouts. And I got one more this weekend in AAU season. It's, you know, I'm still hungover from the Super Bowl, probably.
You know, thank God I'm not hungover because I don't drink, ladies and gentlemen. I don't go that route because what happens to me when I drink, I'll probably strip and dance on top of a bar or wherever I am. I probably get myself into a lot of trouble. So I have pretty much sold myself when I was younger. I said, you know what? I'm only going to drink once a year, and that's on my birthday. And every single time, Speedy, you know this, every single time my birthday comes around, I am one of those crazy people. I do a lot.
Except for 2022 when you barely drank.
Yeah, well, I stayed away from it because I was getting sick. Whatever I ate. I mean, I wasn't hiding in the bathroom like you were when you were claiming that you were, you know.
No, I'm talking about the fire department.
You claimed you were not throwing up.
I wasn't.
What were you doing? Sitting on the toilet for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to round out everybody else.
For 20
I figured
minutes.
I had time.
Who sits on a toilet for 20 minutes? Is that a lie or what? I mean, seriously, I'm not sitting on a toilet. Sean, do you sit on a toilet for 20 minutes?
I think some people sit on the toilet a long time because if they have their phone, they're probably going through social media, checking emails, anything. You know, when you're going through the toilet, I mean, it doesn't come out accurate.
You don't know Speedy, my friends. Speedy is not going on social media and checking out who's writing to him because nobody writes to him. So, I mean, he's not one of those guys. For Speedy to tell you he's on a toilet for 20 minutes, something's going on in that bathroom. Okay? Something is going on in that bathroom, and it's not coming out of the you-know-what, the number 2, the poop chute. It's coming somewhere else. As we all know, when Speedy goes out and he drinks, he's throwing up.
No, that was
he is the king of the throw-up.
That was only during the day.
One time
or twice, but it was during it was during the day. Sean, to put it in perspective, I'm not a good day drinker, better night drinker. Much better. I have no issues with that. I just like you that has great stamina.
I'm saying if you day drink, man, you're gonna end up having to take a nap. It just depends. You know what I mean? So many shots.
Yeah, I wish you did that day instead of not that day, but the other day than that.
Sean, he is one of those guys that when he goes out, he drinks too much, and maybe he doesn't know how to handle himself, or maybe he just lets it go, and then he goes and he dances. I respect him for that. He goes out there, he's dancing around, doing his rocket kicks and all that craziness, and then for some reason that acid reflux, it just pops right out, and he just lets it go. Man, it comes out like a hose. When it comes to Speedy, man, this guy
during the day is not my thing.
Killer, baby. The hose killer. Come on, Speedy. Don't throw up on that mic, okay? I do not want any throw up.
Right now.
I mean, okay, I'm just telling you, I don't want it tonight. But we have a great show lined up for you guys at 9 o'clock. We'll be talking to former Nationals, Angels, Rays, and Mariners second baseman Dan Espinosa. Yeah, Dan's been on our show before. Yep. We love Danny, and Danny has a great personality. I think obviously this is going to be the first time, Sean, you're going to get a chance to meet Danny. Danny has got a crazy, crazy personality, so get ready for it. At 9:30, we'll be talking to former Cowboys defensive lineman Tyrone Crawford. He played from 2012 to 2020. Great player, a great defensive lineman, and he's going to get a chance to come on the show for the first time. So we're very excited to have Tyrone on the show a little bit later. NFL insider Tony Pauline says that Joe Douglas doesn't exert his power with the team, and Robert Saleh's methods are being questioned. What does that spell for the New York Jets? It spells crashing time for the New York Jets. This is not a good sign for everybody, so we'll get into it. Bart Scott says that Micah Parsons lacks leadership. Are we surprised about this? I mean, Sean has said it. Are we surprised that Micah Parsons, I mean, he's out there at the NBA All-Star game, scoring 37 points, winning All-Star MVPs and talking crap to Stephen A. Smith, as Stephen A. Smith was rushed to the hospital because I think he hurt his ankle because of a crossover. I don't know. But that's an interesting story. Dak Prescott reportedly wants $60 million per year.
We know Sean would pay him that money, right, Sean?
I don't know about I'll pay him $60 million, but he's is he Tony Romo? He got further in the playoffs this year. I just don't know if he's $60 million. I mean, what does the top quarterback make right now?
55. Burrow.
55? And he's not the top quarterback, so he should have made $60 million.
So we'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that. Reports say that the Buccaneers and Mike Evans are far apart on a new deal. Oh, my God. What does that spell? It spells Peace. Baker Mayfield. So long, because that's where he's heading. Peace, like Sean says.
Goodbye. I think he said Chiefs.
No,
I said Chiefs. I didn't say peace. I said Chiefs.
I heard you, Sean.
Listen, I just stop with the Chiefs. Stop it with the Chiefs tonight, okay? Let's go off the Chiefs. Let's go on the peace, okay? Peace. Save yourself. JJ Redick says that Doc Rivers never has any accountability. Oh, my God. An ex-Duke player. And we all know he was coached by my friend, Mike K. And I call him Mike K., but you know what I'm talking about. Coach Krzyzewski. And, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what Doc Rivers' reply to this is going to be, as JJ actually played for Doc Rivers. So very interesting story. Mike Trout says he wants to win a championship with the Angels and says requesting a trade is the easy way out. Oh, my God. What is this going? And by the way, Mike Trout was one of those guys that said, if you do steroids, you shouldn't be in the MLB. That's cheating. Interesting.
And we have one of his teammates on the show later tonight.
Yes, we do. So that'll be interesting. So let's get into it, because these stories, and there's a lot of football to get into tonight, and the draft's around the corner. It's at the end of February. So we're going to be going to that draft combine, and I know Sean can't wait for that. He's working with a lot of different different athletes right now going into the draft. So we will get into that. But NFL insider Tony Pauline reports that Joe Douglas has been too nice and doesn't exert his power enough with the team. He also added that many front office members have questioned Robert Saleh's method. I wonder. Joe Douglas reportedly wanted to draft Jackson Smith-Njigba in the first round last year, and it was Robert Saleh who badly wanted Will McDonald at number 15. Reports say that Saleh has told players that they'll be used one way and use them completely different during the game. Adam Schefter reports that the Jets have expressed interest in Sam Howell as their backup quarterback. Ooh, Sam Howell, that's going to expend, let me tell you. Sauce Gardner has praised both Brandon Ayuk and T. Higgins on Twitter recently, trying to recruit them, possibly. Woody Johnson, wow, I love this, took shots at Saleh, Douglas, and Zach Wilson a few weeks ago, saying we have to be better than 7 wins. Oh, my God. Woody Johnson, let's get it. I have to get into this whole Joe Douglas thing, because this is what usually happens. It usually happens when teams are about to fall apart. And I'm saying this as a Jet fan. I'm saying this as a supporter of the New York Jets. When you hear something come out from the press or the team, and you hear that something is going on in the front office, you know it's time to drop the hammer. And Joe Douglas, for some reason, is a nice guy. I've met Joe Douglas, very, very nice guy. Seems like he's down to earth. He's open for some suggestions, or whatever you call it. But this team, over the last 2 seasons, have had 7 wins. 7 wins each year. With the talent that they have on this team, defensively, the front 7, and even the secondary, probably the best overall secondary in football. When you talk about corner play and Sauce Gardner and Reed and Michael Carter, who's going to expect a big contract in the offseason, as he's probably one of the best slot corners in all of football. When you have this kind of talent, and you can only put up 7 wins with, by the way, Aaron Rodgers as your star quarterback, who only played for 4 snaps when he was raving and rattling out that flag in front of all those stars and all those lights on Monday Night Football. That tells me one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers not only has hurt this team, Aaron Rodgers has Woody Johnson's ear. And I know everybody keeps saying that Aaron Rodgers loves Robert Saleh. Aaron Rodgers loves Joe Douglas. Oh, he wants to work with this team. He wants to work with these guys moving forward. How do you know if Aaron Rodgers doesn't have Woody Johnson's ear telling Woody Johnson, hey, you know what? We need a better GM. This GM doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, we need a better coach. Even though I love him, I love his personality, we can't win with him. And we all know that McCarthy could be available next year. We all know that. Mike McCarthy, there were stories coming out that him and Aaron Rodgers at the end of his Green Bay Packer career, as far as McCarthy is concerned, they weren't getting along. I don't believe that. And I do believe Aaron Rodgers knows that he's won a Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy. Now, I'm not throwing out a story. These are stories that do come to fruition usually when you hear stories of a coach might being let go by an NFL team that, by the way, doesn't know how to win the big game because they don't have a winning quarterback and they don't have a winning mentality in the Cowboys. Joe Douglas comes from an organization that doesn't win. They don't win. I'm a Jet fan. I know we don't win. And every single year, it's our year. It's our year. Look what we got. Look what we brought in free agency. Look what we drafted. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, we have the defensive rookie of the year. Oh, we have the offensive rookie of the year. Oh, we got Aaron Rodgers. Oh, my God, we're the best. And every single year, something happens early in the season. Some choke artist or some injury happens to this team, and there's an excuse after an excuse after an excuse. And then Zach Wilson, by the way, and I will say this, Joe Douglas has been protecting. And why is he protecting him? Because he drafted him. He decided at number 2 that this guy was the second best player in the draft. Second best player. And now we look at the quarterbacks in this draft class of Trevor Lawrence. We don't know what Trevor is still. We don't know what Fields is, even though a lot of people believe that if Fields is on a better team and a more up and rising team, maybe you can develop him into the quarterback that everybody thought he was going to be, coming from Ohio State or Georgia, wherever he was playing. But nevertheless, you look at this Jets team, and I don't know about the Jackson Njigba, and we don't even know what Jackson Smith Njigba is going to be. We saw in the second half of the season, he was a better wide receiver. He's a much better talent than anybody thought coming from Ohio State. But again, Ohio State Buckeyes, their wide receivers are good. Go look at the list of Ohio State Buckeye wide receivers that have come out of Ohio State. Njigba obviously was the best one that came out last year. Now, he showed up in the second half of the season, even though they fired the coach or they let go of the coach. They believed in him and they believed in his ability. And I think going into the year with McDonald, maybe he turns out to be the number 1 or the number 2 if they decide to part ways of one of the wide receivers or trade one. And maybe DK Metcalf, they trade him in the offseason. Who knows what they do as far as the offense to defense with the new coach. But right now, this team is nothing if Aaron Rodgers isn't healthy this year. This team right now is trying to find ways to make this organization look even worse than they have been over the years. And I'll say it again. I don't know why this organization, is telling press or anybody, writers, that what's going on behind closed doors. Because when this happens, ask Rex Ryan, when this happens, everything happens fast. Everybody falls flat on their faces and look like a bunch of jackasses. And right now, this team, Robert Saleh, he lost the team last year in the second half. In game number 11, this team was absolutely done, They were done. And this team right now does not trust this coaching staff. As we've seen in the offseason, them moving on from one coach to another coach to another coach and bringing in new guys. That doesn't help the problem right now. The leadership of this team sucks. It sucks. And every single thing comes from the top. And who's speaking up on the top? The owner, Woody Johnson, who's throwing his coach, his GM, his quarterback, who, by the way, he was backing when they drafted him 3 years ago. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. And he was at the Super Bowl speaking at Radio Row when he should not be in the public eye, throwing his team under the bus, throwing this organization under the bus. And by the way, shame on the Jet fans, okay? Shame on them on social media, okay? It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing the way they come out after the season saying, well, we're going to be okay. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, if we fix this offensive line, we're going to be okay. This team, for years, we have found a way to make excuses. Whoa, we get a wide receiver. We get a good running back. We get a good coach. We get a good GM here. We put it together and we put a quarterback behind the line of center. We're going to win. There has been nothing over the last 12 years that sells to me that going into this offseason with possibly $56 million off the cap where they can use to bring in players and free agents. Nothing tells me, even if they bring in a Mike Evans, even if they bring in a superstar like Devontae Adams or any of the offensive line help that could be available in Smith from Kansas City or any of these guys that everybody keeps saying, oh, he was a Jets fan growing up. He's from Hempstead. What does that mean? Every single player, Dwayne Brown, every single free agent that comes here fails. Every single one of them. The only one that's worked was DJ Reed. He's the only one. He is the only free agent that the Jets have brought in over the last 3-4 years by the great Joe Douglas. That's worked. And Sean, I'm sitting here today. You're an ex-NFL player. You have seen this Jets team fail. You're a Kansas City guy, as we all know. Okay? We all know we love them. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions to this story coming out by Tony Pauline?
Well, first of all, your team sucks.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Second of all, I mean, they suck, but they don't suck. They had a good defense. They had no quarterback play. I mean, you think about it. They won 7 games with no quarterback. You win 2 or 3 more games, they're in the playoffs. So you can't really say they suck. But they suck. The reason I'm saying they suck because they didn't make the playoffs. Any team that didn't make the playoffs, I consider you suck. All right? You know, the GM need to take the Brett Reach, strategy, how he did with the Kansas City Chiefs, build. And I feel like the Jets are a couple of pieces away from being a playoff contender team, just being honest. They have a running back, Bryce Reese. And speaking of your Jets fans, why doesn't your running back want to give an autograph at the fucking airport? He just came back from Vegas. Was he hungover? He doesn't want to give. That's the problem. Too much turmoil. They got too much that New York media is not. Some guys can't handle that because I don't understand how you not sign the guy autograph. If that's for autograph, just sign it. I don't care if it's 5 in the morning or 10 at night. You know what I mean? But also, when you said Mike Evans is not coming to the Jets. I have no QB play, so he's not going to come there. He's on the end of his career.
Aaron Rodgers will come back, Sean.
So you don't think Aaron Rodgers being healthy is a quarterback that Mike Evans wants to play with?
No, because the Jets are not a real contender for.
Why would he want to play with Baker Mayfield then? Why were there stories coming out if Baker Mayfield comes back from Tampa, he's going to sign back with Tampa? Why would he do that?
Because he had a connection with Baker. Didn't Mike Evans have over 1,000 yards with Baker? So
what makes you think that if Aaron Rodgers isn't healthy, he can't give Mike Evans an opportunity to put up 1,500?
If you're leaving a veteran like that, you're leaving this late in his career. It's not about the money for him. It's about being a contender, trying to win a Super Bowl.
They already won one, though. Is he really going to chase that much compared to other guys that haven't won?
Yeah, I think so. This late in his career, because why else would you leave? It wouldn't be rumors about him leaving it.
Well, I think, again, there's other teams that might still give him that extra money to be that number one receiver. Not that he isn't a number one receiver with the Bucs, but they can get it more from another team.
His injuries are stopping him from, I think, getting the big payday. He can't play a full season healthy, even though he's still productive.
I would say most of his injuries, though, have been nagging injuries. There aren't really like anything like he's had a long-term injury like you saw with these other wide receivers like Keenan Allen. Like he's was pretty healthy this year, but he's been pretty consistently hurt in larger chunks in his career. And maybe that's why he only got a 2-year deal from the Chargers. I don't think Mike Evans has really had those kinds of issues. It's not like a receiver like Odell either. Like Odell had.
Well, yeah,
Browns.
I just know when you keep getting nagging injuries and you get up in age at the skill position, it's kind of hard to, So, and then it's like, I don't know, some people change is good sometimes and sometimes it's not. So I think I think he still wants to play for a contender. It's like, if you ain't chasing the money, you're trying to go to a contender team.
Well, again, if Mike Evans the Jets decide to bring him in and they give him $100 million, because that's what he's looking to make. He's looking to make a 4 or 5 year deal. I think Mike believes he could play another 3-4 years and make, get about $50 million guaranteed, which could probably pay him about $90 to $100 million when it comes to cap space for the New York Jets. And if you have Aaron Rodgers there and you can sell Mike Evans to come here, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, they add some offensive line help, they're a Super Bowl contender. Like you said, they're a couple of pieces away. You add Mike Evans with Garrett Wilson, this is an explosive offense, maybe
That's
even
right.
more explosive than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You know why he's not coming to New York? The fucking taxes, my guy. Look what he's getting in Tampa. He's not. He's been keeping all his money. You give him $100 million in New York, that's only $50 million. That's the agency.
I'm just going to read some comments from John Suggs. How did Howell struggle? He was top 5 then. Nobody said he struggled. No, we didn't say he struggled. Now, he had some issues with sacks, holding the ball too long. But guess who else had those issues his rookie year? Russell Wilson and Josh Allen.
By the way, all I said with Howell is when you bring a name like Sam Howell up, is that going to sell to the Jet fans? They had Zach Wilson last year. Now, is Sam Howell – and by the way, he had Eric Bieniemy calling the plays. Who do the Jets have? Nathaniel Hackett. We have Nathaniel. And by the way, the Jets don't even have one offensive coordinator calling the plays. They're going to have 3 guys, the wide receiver coach and the assistant offensive coach, helping Nathaniel Hackett call the plays. So you're going into the season this coming year with not 1 offensive coordinator, but 3. So
right. I mean they need that, and guess what? They all 3 gonna get fired by week 6 if they're not winning.
Oh, yeah, because especially since Nathaniel Hackett is Aaron Rodgers' guy. If they're 2-4 and the offense is not as good, yeah, that's definitely possible. John also says the Jets need another rusher. Can't leave it all at just Breece Hall when your quarterback is basically the second running back on the team. I think it's more of an offensive line issue than a running back issue, John.
I agree with that.
They drafted a couple of running backs, and then Jets need to hold 2 O-line men that can actually hold the line. Yes, definitely.
That's the most important thing the Jets need to do in the offseason is add to that offensive line. Get a left tackle that actually could play and doesn't get hurt. And by the way, the Jets have had more offensive line injuries in the last 2 years than any team in football.
Yay, MetLife turf.
I mean, seriously. And that has another thing that the NFL needs to look at and the Jets need to look at going into the offseason is the turf. That turf over there is the worst in the league. The worst in the league. We've heard every single player that stepped on the turf of MetLife Stadium say that this is the worst turf in the NFL. When you hear that, and this is a stadium that's how old? Maybe 12 years old, 13 years old, something like that. It's not an old stadium, and it's built, even though I think it's a horrible stadium. I hate it. Every time I go to MetLife, I wonder why they designed it the way they did. They should have kept Giant Stadium. Honestly, Giant Stadium was an advantage for the Jets. It was an advantage to the Giants. There's no advantage to the New York Jets or the Giants going into the stadium every single week. So week by week.
Even the Giants' best years, they've been like split home and road.
It's horrible.
It's not really an advantage.
It's horrible. And if you're a Giant fan or even a Jet fan, why would you want to even go there? It's freezing. By the way, there's no heaters. I mean, there are stadiums that you go to. I mean, in Pittsburgh, it's an old stadium, but they actually have heaters in certain areas of the stadium. There's nothing there. This is a multi-billion-dollar stadium, and they don't have anything to keep the fans warm. And honestly, when you sit there and you wonder what is selling the fans to go to those games every single week, it's not the team, because both teams have failed over the last 2 seasons. Both teams have failed to put the right product out there when a push comes to shove in the offseason. And honestly, I sit here with the Joe Douglas thing. If I was Joe Douglas right now, I wouldn't be speaking to people. I really wouldn't, because what he is doing right now is going to cause friction with the executives in the organization. It's going to cause a lot of problems with the organization, and you're going to go into the offseason wondering if any of these free agents are going to want to go there. Because if they hear there's turmoil there, with Mike Evans or any of these offensive linemen that are interested to maybe come over there and play with Aaron Rodgers and some of the talent that they have over there, why would they go there? Why would they want to go there?
Right. We were talking about that last week with Bill Belichick with all his comments with the Giants and how dysfunctional their front office has been. And you look at the connection that GMs and coaches have to have. They have to stay on the same page. You have to have that kind of thing to be able to function. And Sean, you mentioned it with the Chiefs and Brett Veach. Brett Veach and Andy Reid are pretty much on the same page all the time. Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh the last couple of years have kind of been on a disconnect. Now, I think some of that has to do with Aaron Rodgers. I think they tried to cater to Aaron Rodgers a little bit as well. And maybe that's why Joe Douglas has been reportedly, I'm going to be too nice and cater to him rather than actually draft the highest quality player. Because you look at also the trend of pairing guys that played together in college a lot. It's happened, obviously, with the Bengals. It's happened with all these other Ohio State wide receivers. And Njigba and Garrett Wilson were very close at Ohio State. Like, that kind of thing makes a lot of sense. But they drafted a pass rusher they didn't necessarily need because the Jets have good pass rush depth. Not that he's a bad player. I think he still could be a good player, but still, it doesn't make sense.
Isn't Njigba the answer? I mean,
I don't know if it would have solved last season, but he's definitely an upgrade over Alan Lazard, probably.
Was he going to see the ball with Zach Wilson throwing him the ball?
No, again, I don't know how much it solves last season, but at least long term, it's definitely a good investment. Sean, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I said no, he wasn't.
No, it wouldn't have made a difference. It wouldn't have made a difference if Njigba was there for the New York Jets as well. And by the way, for the Breece Hall thing, and I've heard the story that came out, he was at the airport and one of the fans came up to him. And actually there was a video, TMZ, I think, got the video and posted it up all over social media. And here's the thing. I don't know the story. Maybe Breece Hall was having a bad day. Maybe he got a bad phone call from his agents. Who knows? Maybe
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Maybe he was hanging out and doing the wrong things in Vegas and got himself into trouble with maybe something else. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what he was doing off the plane or in Vegas. The fact is, right now, if he knows that there are cameras following him and he is a star for here, especially here in New York, he's a big superstar right here and everybody loves him. Now you look at him and he's a big X on his forehead. And now you have all these fans that are writing and posting things and sending it out all over Twitter or X, whatever they call it, and Instagram, and they have the video. It makes him look really, really bad. And going into the offseason when he is trying to make money off of endorsements and maybe, deals over here in New York, which he probably was going to get. Now, if you're an organization or a company that wants to work with him, will you want to work with somebody that won't sign an autograph, that wants to get paid to sign autographs, which made him look really, really bad, made him really look bad. I mean, Sean, you're an athlete. You go out there, everybody knows who you are. You're hanging out, and some kid goes up to you and he says, "That's Sean Smith. Oh, defensive line. He played for the Bengals. He played for Kansas City. He played for the Titans. That guy looks big. I'm afraid of him. I don't want to go up to him. Should I go up to him? Maybe I should." And they come up to you, and you're standing there, big Sean Smith. Say, "What's up, bro?" And he said, "Can I have your autograph?" And you told him, "You know what? You're ugly. I don't like the way you look. I'm not getting paid for this. Get out of my way. I'm here to watch my kids play basketball. I don't want to look at your face." What do you think that would make you look like when it comes to the public eye? If somebody's recording, a family member's recording you and sitting there and you're saying, "Why did I do that? This really makes me look bad. This hurts my organization that I'm working with," and all that other stuff. I mean, what would you do if you did something like that? How would you apologize to something like that?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't have to apologize because I'm a sign whatever it is for the most part. Even though some people you signing things for, they go sell them on eBay or whatever. But the only time you would hear me say I won't sign something if I'm at dinner eating and I'm with my kids or something, or my family and I'm eating. I'm not gonna sign an autograph. I can't. That's just nasty germs. You know what I mean? Or people have to shake your hand when I'm eating. No, I can't. Or when I get done eating, if you're still in a restaurant or wherever, I will sign something for you if that's what you so be it want. But for the most part, no, I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna sign for you when you ask me because it's good that people know you. Because if it wasn't for the fans, his jersey sales wouldn't be what they are. You know what I mean? So it's just we need the fans just like the fans want us to win. You know, when you hear fans say, I hear you talk about your Jets. You know, you say we. You know what I mean? When I say the Chiefs, I talk about we, us here. You know, we're about to go for a three-peat, so it's kind of hard, you know, to understand.
There he goes again, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean? No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not there I go again, ladies and gentlemen. You got to understand the facts. When one thing about me, I'm a realist, so you got to understand the facts. The proof is in the pudding. I told you from the beginning that the Chiefs was going to win. I told you when I first came on your show.
Have they sent you a ring? Have they sent you a ring?
No, I mean, if I wanted one, I could have had one. I could have had one last year. I'm not. I don't know why I don't want, because I didn't participate in it. I don't want that. If I didn't participate, I don't want it. If I was on the coaching staff, yeah, or working scouting, yeah, I want it. But other than that, I don't want that. I'm just going to be happy for the organization because that's who once paid me and gave me a shot, another shot to continue to live my dream.
Son, if you go to steal Kadarius Toney's ring, nobody will be mad.
No, this is good. This is good right here. He could have got a ring last year. So you know what? Ask for a ring this year, and you can give it to me. Give it to me, Sean.
No, why? Why? You're not a fan.
I want a ring. I want one of those nice, wonderful, shiny rings.
You bash my team. And you know what we call you? We call you guys bandwagon.
Oh, I'm a bandwagon? Get out of here. I'm not a bandwagon.
That's a bandwagon. If you want a ring that you didn't participate in,
I just asked for one. If you're going to get a free one, you might as well give it to me.
Hey, yo, F the memorabilia. You don't need no memorabilia, okay?
I didn't want it for memorabilia. I just want it for myself. I want to look at it.
You want to look at it? You look at it on TV. You see?
I don't want to look at it on TV. I want it in my head. I'm blind here. I'm blind.
Matter of fact, go get you a Chiefs jersey. How about that? Go get you.
Yes, you send one to our friend Wes.
I have to do it for somebody else.
Hey, I don't care if that's somebody else. I'm somebody different. So now, all right. So meanwhile, back to the topic. Your Jets need to follow a winning pedigree in order to get better. That's it. The success is written. You know how, like, when everybody was talking about New England and Scott Pioli, and then when Scott Pioli left, he got a job, went to Kansas City, did everything, did it his way. I mean, that's just how it is. When you have a winning pedigree, is guys get jobs and leave and go. You see the Chiefs win, and guess what? The GM for the Bears came from what organization? The Chiefs. All right? So the pedigree is there. You just have to follow it and stop being a hard-head knucklehead and understand the process. And trust the process, because the process will get you and set you free, my brother.
Oh, yeah. There he goes. Reverend Sean Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey Sean, the coach the Bears hired from the Chiefs in 2018, how'd he work out?
Set you free.
I didn't hear that, Speedy.
I was going to say, how did the coach that the Bears hired from the Chiefs in 2018 work out?
It's a difference. I didn't say coach. It's a different personnel. See, personnel is different from coaching. Personnel knows the right guys to get. They didn't have the right personnel. So I think the Bears might make the playoffs this year. Why?
Yeah, I can say that.
And first of all, you brought up Scott Pioli. The only reason why Scott Pioli got a job, and by the way, he did nothing for the Kansas City Chiefs, by the way. Absolutely zero.
He brought in the great Matt Castle.
Absolutely zero.
Hey, he gave me a couple of dollars in my contract.
Well, maybe you should give me a couple of dollars.
Also, he apologized. We made up at the Senior Bowl because at one point in time I used to bash him on Twitter, or if you want to call X, whatever it is. I used to bash the hell out of him, and we made up because he used to wear them blue suits and think he was just some tough Staten Island, New York guy that can just bully people sometimes. And I told him about himself, and we had a little run-in, and you know.
First of all. And Scott Pioli, the only reason we got that job, that GM job, is because he's Bill Belichick's son-in-law. Okay, that is why.
If you hold on. See, this is why. If you're gonna state facts, state the true facts. It's not Belichick. It's Bill Parcells.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Right. See, you can't
two bills.
This is the problem with media people. Sometimes you guys put the wrong facts out there. Hey, you gotta state the facts. You gotta have the right sources.
Let me bow down to you, Sean. Oh my God,
Hey, you over here talking about Belichick, and it's the big tuna.
Well, listen.
It's no different from Todd Haley getting a job because his dad was a great scout for who? The fucking sorry ass Jets.
Oh.
So if you want to stay fat and keep going, I could go all day. I'm like an encyclopedia, my guy.
You're an encyclopedia.
Yeah, I can go back to your James Hasty days, Al Toon, and all of them guys.
Listen, just because I made a mistake on the Bills doesn't mean anything, okay? I like the tuna because he actually coached my team. He didn't run away from my team. Okay?
John also says, since we're on free agency, probably won't pay him starter money. If the Steelers don't get Russell Wilson, could they go after Minshew, or do you see Minshew possibly to the Raiders? I think one of those teams could get Russell Wilson very easily, especially if Russell Wilson wants to stick it to the Broncos, go to the Raiders.
He's going to a team that can actually deal with him in the locker room, okay? And it might be Pierce because he's an ex-player and he knows how to control the locker room because he was there and he understands what the players are looking for when it comes to leadership. I just don't think it's going to be the Raiders. I think there'll be a team out there, maybe the Washington Commanders. I mean, if they think that their young quarterback that they're going to bring in is not ready, they'll sit him behind. If it's not a Caleb Williams, because I've heard stories come out that they're gunning for Caleb Williams because Kingsbury actually coached him or helped coach him in USC this past year. And that's why Kingsbury thought, hey, you know what? I'll go to Washington. I might have Caleb Williams. So who knows what's going to happen. But nevertheless, if you sit here, I think that's where he's going to go. I think he's going to go to a team where he can be the guy at least for another year, still make his money, and show that he could still play where he could get an extension like Baker Mayfield did in Tampa this year. So that's where I think more than likely he goes. I cannot see him going to a team where I think that, even though I like Pierce, I think Antonio Pierce he's a good guy, but who's to say he keeps his job all season? If he goes on an 0-4 trend or an 0-5 trend, they're going to be looking at Vrabel or one of these other coaches that are available right now that people are going to line up for next year. So there's no set in stone when it comes to Davis or the Davis family that they're going to keep somebody for a full season. As Mr. McDaniels.
Well, okay. Yeah. Hiring Josh McDaniels was their first mistake, but it also could be an incentive, though, to try to keep Devontae Adams there, too, because they need a good quarterback if they're going to do that.
Bleacher Report's Jordan Schultz that says that the Buccaneers and Mike Evans are far apart on a deal. Reports say that the two sides missed a soft deadline to get a deal done in the start of the offseason last year. The Buccaneers would have to take on a $7.4 million dead cap this season if they lose Evans. The Buccaneers would also have to make a decision on Baker Mayfield, being that he only signed a one-year deal. Baker had 4,044 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a 64.3 completion percentage, and a 94.6 passer rating last season. Evans had 79 receptions for 1,233 yards and 13 touchdowns last season. Evans had one of his best years of his career. And even when you try to compare the year that he had when they won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, it definitely stands out. And Baker Mayfield maybe have built a good relationship with a guy like Mike Evans, but you can't sign all these guys. Mike Evans is going to want a significant amount of money. I mean, the season that he had, you're going to look at other teams, and other teams have the money. They have the opportunity to bring in a player of this magnitude, even though he's going to be 31 this year. And he could, if let's say the Jets, if the Jets think he's the missing piece to help Garrett Wilson out, if they can't add Devontae Adams, they can't add somebody in free agents like T. Higgins or whoever they decide to go after if they become available. This is a pretty good piece to bring in to play with an Aaron Rodgers. He's got big size. He's got the ability. He's one of the better red zone targets in the NFL. He's a guy that the Jets have had problems in the red zone for many, many years. And even last year, they could not score in the red zone. I think the Jets were the worst red zone team in the NFL.
I think at one point they were the worst red zone offense and the best red zone defense.
It's really pathetic.
Yeah, they were. But I'm going to tell you another thing. After today's show and everything, every time you talk about the Jets, you're going to donate $1 to my foundation.
First of all, I have to bring up the Jets. It's a big story.
I'm just saying, though, it's not really a big story because everybody know Robert Saleh's on a hot seat. Everybody know the Jets and Woody, all that. They know there's a dysfunctional organization, period. So it's like, hey, we're beating a dead horse right now about the Jets, all right? What if? We playing a what if. Mike Evans is not coming to New York. I told you because of the taxes. I don't care. Aaron Rodgers, you could have the great hope He's not coming because of the taxes, my guy.
I want the great Pope, okay? I need the Pope. I need some kind of God. I need some kind of Jesus coming to us and helping us out, okay? Because, and I disagree. I think that right now the Jets are a talk of the town because of where the Jets are. And going into the offseason, this is a big offseason for them. It really is, because it's go out there and do what you need to do to win, or you're going into a season where you're going to see a lot of turmoil and all these guys being pretty much dropped. You see Aaron Rodgers, he retires at the end of the season. Saleh's gone, and then Woody Johnson's gone. I mean, Woody Johnson's gone. I'm sorry. Joe Douglas is gone. And then you have to start all over. And then you have guys like Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson that are going to expect contracts. Do they take a contract? Do they sit back and say, you know what, trade me? We're not winning. Let's move on. I want to move on with my career. I want to have a chance to win a Super Bowl, and it's not going to be here. So it's a big story right now. And I disagree with you, Sean Smith. Okay? I disagree with you. And as far as Mike Evans is concerned, if Mike Evans signs with the New York Jets, I want you to put $1,000 to my organization. How's that sound? $1,000. You're so sure of yourself, buddy, old pal. Mike Evans goes to the New York Jets, $1,000 to the organization of my choosings. How's that deal? Is that a deal?
Sean, I think you were muted. You were trying to say something before.
You're muted, Shawnee.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's still muted. Oh,
no, you're there.
No,
you're there.
You're good now.
You're there.
Oh, okay. Hey, so $1,000.
$1,000.
All right. Mike Evans doesn't come to the Jets. You're gonna donate $1,000 to the Sean Smith 91 Wins Foundation.
Oh, well, hold on 1 second. That's not fair. Hold on. That wasn't the deal here. Now you're because
I said $1. Every time you talk about a Jets, $1.
I'll throw $1. That makes sense for me. That makes sense.
Hey, that lets me know. That lets me know he didn't go to math class.
Oh, now he's attacking my mathematics. Thank you. Listen, Sean. Okay, the deal was if I speak about the Jets, I send $1 to your organization every time I speak about the Jets. I agree to that. Now I bring up Mike Evans, and the chances of it happening is small. So if it happens, it's $1,000. I mean, that's fair, because I could tell you I told you so, because something tells me the guy that's going to recruit players in the offseason is Aaron Rodgers. And if Devontae Adams isn't the guy, I think Mike Evans is a good consolation prize.
You better off saying Devontae Adams, but
what?
You better off saying Devontae Adams.
Mike Evans goes to the golf tournament, goes to Aaron Rodgers' golf tournament every single year. They're friends.
You probably don't know why the real reason why he goes, though.
I don't care, okay? It's the fact that they're buddy. One holds the other balls, okay? That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
and I mean, I'm not talking about the balls over there. I'm talking about the football. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Well, but if you want to say that, I could say that.
Hey, that's Speedy neck of the woods.
Oh, Sean. I don't think it's Mike Evans either. Mike Evans doesn't seem like that type.
Listen, you don't know what they're thinking in their heads.
Hey, I'm just trying to tell you, man. So fair is fair. It's not going to happen, so I'm not even worried about it.
Don't worry about it. Just bet that I'm right, $1,000 to the organization of my choosings. It's fair. I mean, come on. If I speak about the Jets, it's $1, so I'll remember. I'm going to count down every time I speak about the Jets every single week, and I'm going to send $1 to your organization. I'll Venmo it to you, Zelle it, whatever you want, buddy. I've got you. It's fair. It's fair, because I'm going to speak about the Jets. So.
No, we know. We probably need to get a ticker going every time you talk about the Jets.
Oh, by the way, they're speaking about the free agency market right now on the television. Mike Evans. There it is.
Sean, if you want to classify the tally for that, you could be more than welcome to.
Listen, I'm just speaking the truth here. Former linebacker Bart Scott said to ESPN that Micah Parsons lacks leadership and doesn't understand that what winning is all about. He also added that Parsons needs to stop talking so much and also stop being so sensitive. Parsons admitted after the Cowboys playoff loss to the Packers that he was afraid to show his face to the public. Back in September, Parsons called Scott an old hating ass old head. Oh, man, that's horrible words. Parsons has 13 or more sacks in each of his 3 seasons in the league, but has just 1 sack in 4 career playoff games. Oh man. And I know you have a lot to say about this, Sean. So I'm going to give you your spot. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to say what I really feel about Micah Parsons. He is a wonderful talent. Micah Parsons is one of the best defensive linemen in the league. You could put him anywhere on that defensive line.
First of all, he's not a defensive lineman.
Well, he's a linebacker, but he's on the line more than he is as a linebacker. They use him as a DA.
And all that's going to change because Mike Zimmer is the defensive coordinator.
That's fine. That's fine. And if that happens, that's going to hurt Micah Parsons' development. And they're going to wind up.
It's not going to hurt his development. It's not going to hurt his development. Zim is still going to let him rush the passer and do it. Zim is just going to tell him to shut the fuck up and play football. All right? If you think about Mike Zimmer, he doesn't have the prima donnas playing defense for him. He has hard-nosed lunch pail guys that's going to play football. He's going to use and capitalize Michael Parsons and make him into a better player, but he's going to tell him to shut up. Okay? The kid is a great talent. Don't get me wrong, great talent. I felt so bad for him when he made a social media post about when Jalen Smith got cut. I'm like, bro, this is a business. You think Jalen Smith care about when you get cut? Come on, bro. Smooth didn't care about you. Oh, man, let's mess the money. Smooth. Just shut up and play football. And then for him to say, oh, I was scared to come out in Dallas because after the loss, why? What's the difference? You're human. Come out. Face the funk. If you're going to talk and go on your show every Monday and talk the shit, you got to back it up. That's the thing about being in the spotlight and playing for America's team. You have to. He's a great player, but just shut up. Some people don't need a microphone in front of them, and he's one of them.
Look at that graphic right there. Shout out to Fish. Micah Parsons getting sacks against the great Jets offensive line, the great Giants offensive line, and the great Panthers offensive line.
And that's what I say about Thibodeau. Everybody loves Thibodeau. I mean, he had 3.5, 6 sacks against the Jets offensive line. Does that make him a good defensive lineman? It doesn't. For all the Giant fans who say, Thibodeau had 12.5, 13 sacks this year. Oh, my God.
I'm not going to discredit it because a sack is hard to get in the NFL, all right? Whether the O-line is shitty or good or not, they're still professionals in the NFL. Some guys just fucking suck, but they make it. All right. And guess what? He got it. So I can't discredit him. You have to say the kid is having an awesome career. But if he just shut up, focus a little bit more, he could be even better of a player. He could maybe be a Lawrence Taylor.
I don't think he's Lawrence Taylor, nor will he ever be Lawrence Taylor. I mean,
how can you say that when the kid, you just said his stats, 13. Come on.
I just don't think he is. Lawrence Taylor did it. He did it in the playoffs. Lawrence Taylor did it in the important games. In the last 4 games of the season this year, how many sacks did he have?
It doesn't matter. Because guess what? The Cowboys went 12-4 2 years in a row. Mike McCarthy's still the head coach.
They in the playoffs.
They went 12-4, and Mike McCarthy is still the head coach.
I went my ass with a 12-4 record. If I was in the NFC East, if the Jets were in the NFC East, they win about 11 games. Even with Zach Wilson, that division stinks.
How? The Jets is in a stable position.
That's what
all the Jets division have is Miami. Okay.
Are you kidding me? What about Buffalo? What about Buffalo, who took down the Cowboys in December?
No, that don't matter because guess what? Buffalo always choke again. Allen.
Oh, now you're going to attack Josh Allen
with their entire team practically hurt.
Josh Allen was an MVP candidate, and you're attacking Josh Allen.
Did he get the MVP? No. So
because
guess what? Guess what? I was almost mayor for the city of Frisco, but guess what? I didn't run. So guess what?
Our friend Aaron Schatz voted for Josh Allen for invitation.
Almost don't count. I don't care about almost.
Let me tell you something, Sean. I do like the word almost because almost sells to me, my friend. If I was almost ready to drink, I'm probably not going to drink. But hey, and sometimes you could say I'm almost ready to drink and I drink. So it could mean 2 different things.
Don't worry. The Cowboys fans know a lot about almost. Their team's almost.
We the boys. We're going to make it to the Super Bowl. Stop.
I almost think
speaking of Parsons,
more like the Cowboys going to the conference
championship. Let's talk about his teammate too. Wanting the $60 million deal, right? Come on, and you can't get over the hump. How are we going to pay you? How are you going to pay you? And I hate to say this, even my JUCO, and I love DeMarcus Lawrence. You heard what his excuse was during the Super Bowl. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said?
I heard what he said. He makes me sick to my stomach. That's what I hear.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are shenanigans. America's team is shenanigans.
Well, I don't know why they call it America's team. I think Pittsburgh. I think the Steelers are America's team. Okay, I think there are more Steeler fans than Cowboy fans now. I see more of those yellow. What are they called? Yellow turbo, whatever the hell they call them.
I tell you what. There's more Chiefs fans than Jets fans and Cowboys fans.
Oh, there we go again.
I don't know about that.
There it is.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because guess what? We got the Swifties with us too now.
And the Cowboys fans didn't have extra female attendance when Tony Romo was dating Jessica Simpson.
Ladies and gentlemen,
who hasn't dated Jessica Simpson? Come on, Cliff Kingsbury was dating her too. Come on, bro. Come on. So,
ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Swiftie, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Smith, 1980. What was it? 1989. He bought the album yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Smith.
Hey.
But the Bart Scott thing. I mean, that's crazy. And Bart, I love Bart. He works for ESPN. I don't think he's a broadcaster. That's just my opinion. No offense. No shit getting shenanigans here from me, Bart. I know you like to communicate and use your mic to communicate to all the fans, okay? And we all know what you do. Can't wait when you spoke when the Jets went to the AFC title game and lost. Yes, lost against the Pittsburgh Steelers when you didn't show up in the first half of the game, okay? Just those are facts. You didn't. And Mark Sanchez couldn't throw a ball if your life depended on it in the first half. Those are facts, okay? But you talk about lack of leadership. How many Super Bowls did you win, Bart? I mean, you're the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, you talk about hold on. He didn't win a Super Bowl. No. He never won a Super Bowl. Okay? He speaks like he did. All right? But he never won a Super Bowl. How does he know about winning? What does he know about winning? What did he won? I mean, everybody wants to take shots at Phillip Rivers. Everyone wants to throw Rivers under the bus. He's not a Hall of Famer. Let me tell you something. Bart Scott is not a Hall of Famer. And Bart Scott should not be speaking about Micah Parsons. By the way, Micah Parsons is a way better player than Bart Scott ever was. Okay? Why is he speaking? And by the way, when Bart Scott was in the league, all he did was open his mouth. What did they call him? What did they call him? The Mad Rapper or whatever the hell? Mad Hatter? Whatever the hell they called him? I mean, seriously, lack of leadership? What leadership did you have in that locker room when one of your players, your quarterback gets knocked out by one of your linebackers? Where were you, Bart? Where were you? Were you hiding in your locker? I don't know. You were probably giving somebody a wedgie.
He was hiding behind all the other talented defensive players that the Ravens had.
Ridiculous. Why is he speaking? Why is he throwing? If it was somebody like Peyton Manning, or if it was somebody like, I don't know.
I think that was actually the best player in his defense.
James Harrison?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was somebody like that's won before and was a big part of winning with the Pittsburgh Steelers, then I could understand why they would be speaking. But Bart Scott, I understand. I have a lot of respect for Bart. And if Bart came on the show, we should get Bart on the show. I would tell Bart right to his face, how could you, okay, attack somebody who was better than you? Okay? Never won.
How? You know why? You know why I respect Bart understanding what he said? Because guess what?
Yes, let's hear it.
Because he played 10 years and he was undrafted. Michael Parsons is a first-round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Bart Scott was undrafted. He also was an All-Pro, too. Pro Bowler, too. So
and what do you
he didn't have a shitty career. He didn't have a shitty career. He played 10 years.
No, we didn't say that.
I didn't say he was.
He showed leadership because leaders lead. Michael Parsons is not a leader.
Can't wait. I remember that. Everybody knows the trend. I mean, even people use that as what do they call it? Snippets,
memes,
memes, and everything. What is he? What could he not wait for? I don't know. The first half when the defense didn't show up, and they gave up 20 points. I mean, can't wait. I mean, come on. Bart Scott should not be speaking. Okay, not against somebody. Now, I agree with him. Micah Parsons should not be talking in a mic. He should not. He should not.
And he stuck up for Zach Wilson. And look what Zach Wilson did. When he opened his mouth, Zach Wilson just kept falling, and he fell flat on his head. And still Mike is speaking and saying, well, he'll go somewhere else and he'll succeed somewhere else. Where? Where is he going to go? He's going to go to the Patriots. How about he goes to the Cowboys? Maybe he'll win there. Maybe you'll rep him. You'll go out there and talk to Jerry to sign him. Maybe
the Beeve will infiltrate the Cowboys front office. They'll get rid of Dak. They'll have the great Trey Lance and the great Zach Wilson.
I mean, seriously. I mean, Bart Scott, and I'll say this. Bart's right about Micah Parsons speaking, but I understand he was an all-pro player. So was Micah Parsons.
And he was like the 6th best player on his defense.
And Micah Parsons, by the way, is probably a top 5 defensive player in the league. Bart Scott was never a top 5 player.
He wasn't on his own team.
So why is he speaking?
Haloti Ngata, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Chris McAllister, DeJuan Landry. That's a lot of great talent on this.
Listen, and I'm not, again, I don't hate Bart. I don't hate him as a person. I think he has an interesting personality, and I understand he knows football. And he probably knows football. Well, he knows football more than I did because I never played in the NFL. But what I do know is when you go out there and you speak about somebody, you better know that they're going to attack what you did in your career. Okay. And honestly, you did nothing. You didn't win. You weren't a part of that Ravens championship teams. You weren't. You went to the Jets and you failed.
Yeah,
you
but I you know why I agree with him also, because guess what? I ain't win shit. And I played undrafted and played 10 years. So it's like, fuck it. At the end of the day, I'm going to talk my shit because he also knows what goes on in a locker room that other people doesn't know, that he can't. He's not going against the code and speaking out about it.
Well, yeah, it's not always the best players that are the leaders, too, but you still should have some leadership qualities when you're third year in the league and you're the best player on your defense by a pretty good margin, I would say.
But you know what? But that's just like some coordinators are good coordinators, but they can't be good head coaches. Everybody can't lead. Some people have to follow.
It's understandable. You still need to try some.
If he likes to speak, why isn't Bart as coach? Why isn't he a linebacker coach? Why isn't he out there coaching the Jets? I mean, he likes to speak for the Jets.
Oh, there you go. The Jets. He can't stop.
I told you.
Yes.
$1 for you. I have $1 for you. I'm speaking the truth. Listen, I'm going to speak a lot about him. So trust me, you're going to make a lot of money. So what's $1,000 to you, buddy?
Don't worry, Sean.
What's $1,000?
You can add up all your funds to give it to the Chiefs so they go sign Mike Evans.
Yes, you're probably going to.
You know, if we sign Mike Evans, we do, but I'm not complaining.
They're not getting Mike Evans. They're not getting Mike Evans. They don't have a chance. They don't have the money to give it to him. So that's not going to happen unless Mike Evans takes a huge pay cut.
Yeah, which I can't see him doing just because he's already won a championship.
They can't even afford Jones. They're obviously franchising him, and they're going to have to trade him because he is not going to play for $4 million. No. Would you play for $4 million when you have 2 years left at best? He's not doing that.
And he's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Yeah,
there's no way he's doing that. So they're going to move him. And they'll probably get a 2nd-round draft pick. They're not getting a 1st-round draft pick. No. Well, they'll get a 2nd or 3rd-round draft pick for him, and they can move on from it. And look, Tyreek Hill, what did they get? A 3rd? And
no, they got 5 picks for Tyreek
Hill.
Yeah,
but the highest one was a 3rd, I think.
No, they got a 1st.
Did they get a 1st?
They got a 1st.
I didn't even know.
They got a 1st, I think a 2nd, 2 4ths, and a 5th, I believe it was.
Maybe it was the Jets that only offered a 2nd.
Maybe, yeah, because they were the 2nd team in on him.
Yeah, that's a 2nd. That's $2, by the way.
Even though John claims that $12, but no.
Whatever. Bleacher Report's Jordan Schultz reports that he expects Dak Prescott to reset the quarterback market and wants $60 million per year on next contract. Joe Burrow is currently the highest paid quarterback per year at $55 million per year. Prescott will have a cap hit of $59.5 million next season and has a clause in his contract where he can't be franchise tagged. The Cowboys also have to make a decision with CeeDee Lamb, who is playing on his 5th-year option next season, worth about $17.9 million. Lamb is 24 years old and had 135 catches for 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns this season. Dak is 30 years old and had 4,516 yards, 36 touchdowns, just 9 interceptions, a 69.5 completion percentage, and a 105.9 passer rating this season. Dak Prescott had his best season in his career. He did. And if you sit here today, he didn't win in the playoffs, and we all know he doesn't win the big game. How many quarterbacks do? How many quarterbacks do? I mean,
Patrick Mahomes.
15.
I mean, hold on. Let me finish here. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. I mean, everybody speaks about Justin Herbert. How great!
You can't say Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow will win a big game.
He went to a Super Bowl, did he not?
4 seed.
He went to a Super Bowl. I'm talking about taking your team when your team, your quarterback is healthy. You take
I apologize. I'm sorry.
All right, there you go. You pat me on the back here, please.
He's won 4 road playoff games.
Please, man. I'm trying to help here. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo went to the Super Bowl 2 years. I mean, well, actually 1 year. It didn't make a sense. I mean,
Jimmy Garoppolo was essentially Mark Sanchez of his time.
I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is Justin Herbert, everybody speaks how great of a quarterback Justin Herbert is and what he's going to be in the future now that Jim Harbaugh's there, and that's great. What has Justin Herbert done? I mean, he's played in 2 playoff series, 2 playoff games, and he's failed. Okay. And that I understand it's the Chargers and whatever. Okay. They're not a winning organization. That's fine. They had Phillip Rivers there, and he's a Hall of Famer. But Dak Prescott had his best season under Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy will be there for 1 more year. And I don't think Dak is going to get an extension. He is going to ride that $59.5 million next season. And I think the Cowboys are going to ride with it. And it puts the Cowboys in salary hell, okay? It does. But what Dak did last year from the year before is he put up the numbers and he said that he was going to keep the interceptions under 10. He did. He had 9 interceptions. The year before, I think he had 14, 15 interceptions.
Lead,
So he proved that he could be an elite quarterback in this league. Now he has to prove if he can win the big game, okay? And Joe Burrow, he's won the big game. Now, he didn't go to the Super Bowl, but he won the big game. He got his team to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, we could go up and down some of the rosters and some of the quarterbacks that have made it. And Dak hasn't even gone and played in an NFC title game. So Dak wants the most money, and I think obviously he wants to reset the quarterback per year trend, and that's great. And I give Dak a lot of credit because he deserves what he put up this year. But CeeDee Lamb is a better player. CeeDee Lamb is 24 years old. He is a game changer. When you look at the top 4 wide receivers in the league, you can argue CeeDee Lamb is either 2, 1, or 3. That's where he is. And what he did this year, he had the best year out of any Cowboy wide receiver in history. 1,749 yards, 12 touchdowns. He broke records, reception yards for a Cowboy, which is 130. I think it was 129 or something like that. Or 120, whatever it was. Okay? It was Michael Irvin's. He broke it. And to me, that's the guy I'm looking at in the offseason. I'm paying that guy. He's 24 years old. He is going to be getting a lot of money if he goes to free agency the year after. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If they don't sign him and if they don't give him an extension in the offseason this year, he is going to be franchised the next year, and they're going to have to move him because he's not going to want to be there.
And they're going to have to get more offensive because they're going to be losing a lot of defensive players in the offseason as well. And they already lost Dan Quinn, which is already going to hurt their defense as it is. Now, Sean, I know you mentioned Mike Zimmer is definitely going to be helpful too. But
I love Zim.
Zimmer is a good defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn really transformed that defense overnight, though. So I don't know how easy it will be to get back right away, especially with the amount of.
It'll be fine.
I think it'll be fine with the amount of players they're going to lose, though. That's what more concerns me. Now they've drafted well. They've drafted some good young pass rushers. They've drafted some good young defensive linemen. But regardless, they have to make this more of an offensive.
Hold on. Zimmer, and we'll go back to Minnesota because I disagree with you. Zimmer, if you look at the guys that he had in Minnesota the last 3 years. I mean, he lost so many pieces, and Zimmer, probably glued it together and still made them one of the top 10 defenses in the league. So I disagree. They can lose a lot of players. You still have Micah Parsons there. You still have Lawrence there. You still have weapons. You still have guys that could pressure. Now, Van Der Esch, I don't know what you do with him in the offseason. He can't stay healthy. I think you let him go. I think I do believe that if you're the Cowboys and Jerry Jones, I would listen to Zimmer in the offseason. And if Zimmer likes a specific player in the first round that he could put as a linebacker that could fit in his defense, that's where I go if I was the Cowboys. I go defense, and let Zimmer be the guy, be the voice of reason with this team. Because to me, I think this team's still good enough. And I think that Zimmer could still get this team as put this team in the top 10 as far as defense is concerned, because you have weapons and you do get your cornerback, your star cornerback in the offseason. So I don't know what Diggs is. We all know he likes to speak about Josh Allen, and everybody thinks that his brother, Stephon Diggs, is going to go over there to the guy. It's not going to happen.
No.
Because they can't afford
They
it.
could barely pay CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott as it is. They're trying.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, and again, you're running a big risk if you lose Dak as well, because then you're going to have to go transition to Trey Lance with kind of a win-now team as it is, and Mike McCarthy's the unknown of that. Then you're going to bring in a new coach. I mean, there's going to be coaches that are going to want to go to the Cowboys.
I disagree with you with Zimmer, by the way. I completely. I don't understand how you think that it's going to take a while for Zimmer to figure this out. This guy has taken over teams' defenses. Remember Minnesota, how bad their defense was when he took over? Remember, it wasn't a good defense. It really wasn't. He took over, and the defense automatically, in a year's time, turned into one of the top 12 defenses.
It's going to improve tremendously, and the Cowboys' defense will be better. Zimmer's going to get them right. Trust me. Trust me. He's going to run a pressure defense. Micah Parsons still going to get his sacks. It's going to be a lot of things. Trust me. It's going to be fine. The defense will be fine.
Now, financially, for the Cowboys' perspective, though, being that both the quarterback and the receiver are going to be high priority positions, it makes the decision difficult of who are you going to keep them both happy and gamble that all these youngsters are going to work out, which might be the philosophy if you trust Zimmer that much, Sean, like you do, and that means you have to draft entirely defense.
Well, they have
a
defensive line, but they already have a defensive line. They have a secondary. So what they're missing is linebacker.
I don't know how deep you think.
I don't think they have a secondary. I think they need to add a secondary help because Gilmore's not coming back next year.
You got Diggs, you got Deron Bland.
I think Gilmore come back.
No, I've been hearing that Gilmore might retire this offseason. That's what I've heard.
No, he's not. I just seen Gilmore 2 weeks ago down the street. He lives in by my neighborhood. He lives by me.
So he's sticking around?
He said he's going to play one more year.
Interesting.
But he wants to go back to the Cowboys? That's what you're hearing?
No, I mean, he likes living out here.
Okay. I guess it's possible. And he did play well last year.
Why leave? His kids is in school. It costs a limit. He loves it out here.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I guess it's possible in that case. If they do re-sign him, yeah, maybe I could trust their secondary.
He's not going to get no big payday, first of all. He knows that. You know what I mean? He played good, so yeah, he's going to get more than a vet minimum, but still.
No, he'll get more than a vet minimum because he had.
Wasn't he the last corner to win Defensive Player of the Year?
Yes.
I think he was.
Yep.
You know, not many guys win that. I think Charles Woodson was the last one after that.
Right.
So it doesn't usually happen when a corner wins Defensive Player of the Year. It says a lot about who he is and what type of player he is. But he's not the same player he was. He's coming back from a knee injury. This year he was a shell of himself. He played well. He did. He filled in for Diggs when he got hurt, but they didn't have enough depth. They didn't have enough depth. And you going into a draft this year, I'm telling you right now, if I was Jerry Jones, I'm going to Mike Zimmer and I'm saying, Mike, you go out there. I want to draft a defensive player in the first round, a defensive player in the second round, a defensive player in the third and fourth round. I am going to rebuild this secondary and make this secondary an elite secondary for this year for you. What kind of players are you looking for, and what type of players are you looking for? That's what I would do if I was Jerry Jones. But I'm not Jerry Jones, and we all know what Jerry likes to do.
Now, here's the other trend that's concerning for that, though, is Mike Zimmer, when he was in Minnesota, had some issues finding a lot of these first-round corners, and the Cowboys have had issues struggle drafting corners as well. Outside of Byron Jones, a lot of the homegrown and Diggs, not a lot of the homegrown corners that have come into them have done very well for more than a year or so, and that's the other issue. Now, John brings up a good point in the comment section with Brian Flores. Yeah, Brian Flores helped the Vikings defense grow back after Zimmer. Now, Zimmer's going to have to do kind of the opposite of what he did with the Vikings coming in, because the Vikings were kind of an older defense and he made them younger, and the Cowboys are kind of a younger defense now. Can he get the veterans to kind of fit there and make that kind of thing work if they do bring some of those players back? If not, then it's all in his mold.
Sean, if you were the defensive coordinator right now and you look at the Cowboys, and I understand you said that you think the secondary is good enough to win. I don't think that. And there's too many speed demons on these different teams, especially the schedule that the Cowboys are going to have next year is going to be hard. It is going to, and you're playing against some really good wide receivers. How would you rebuild this defense in the secondary? Who do you bring in? The free agents that could be available, or maybe even a draft. You know, a couple of these young corners that are going to be available in this year's draft. Who do you bring in?
I don't know who. I don't know which one I'm gonna draft, but yeah, I'm gonna take a corner. First, I'm gonna take a linebacker, corner, a linebacker, then another linebacker.
Well, they drafted a bunch of linebackers. Do you think they need that many in quantity? Because I know they're probably going to lose Vander.
What's the name? Clark is too little. Kid from LSU is too little.
He's a hybrid safety type. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
32
drafted.
million. So I think Zimmer's gonna try to probably put him in a blitz package or something because he can't cover worse shit. So
Fair enough.
All right, so I'm looking at the corners that are going to be available this offseason. All right, let's look at it. All right, we got Jalen Johnson, 24 years
Really
old.
good. Yep.
You have Snead from the Kansas City Chiefs. You have Kendall Fuller from Washington.
We might be cheap because he had a bad year.
Not Washington, I'm sorry. But you have Kendall Fuller. You have Steven Nelson. You have Stephon Gilmore. You have Kenny Moore. You have Awuzie, Jackson, and you have Sean Murphy Bunting, and then you have Witherspoon from the LA Rams.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, who would you bring in? All these guys, all these lists. Now the Cowboys don't have the money to go after the top three guys.
I'll be honest with you. I'm going after Fuller.
Kendall Fuller?
Yep. He still got something left in the tank.
Well, he's 29. He's still young.
He's still young, and he's going to be cheap enough because he had a bad year.
Yeah, that's another thing, Speedy. Yeah, like you said, he had a bad year. So why wouldn't we bring him in?
Oh, I like Kendall Fuller. The thing about Kendall Fuller over the last couple of years, he can't stay healthy. And that's a problem. I mean, the Cowboys bring in these guys, and they don't stay healthy. They never do. And this is a big problem for the Cowboys, is health. The same thing with the Jets. It's health. Why are the Jets so bad? That's a $3, by the way. Why are the Jets so bad? Because they can't stay healthy on the offensive side of the ball. They can't stay healthy. So why are the Cowboys believe that Kendall Fuller is going to be healthy all season long? And you're going to have to pay him a lot of money. You're talking about a lot of money.
And again, the main problem is depth. Like, we're talking about depth and quantity. You're going to have to hope that Deron Bland doesn't regress too badly because he had that great season. But again, it's a major regression candidate.
And you said Fuller, and everybody said he's the third best, said right on this list, corner that's going to be available. Maybe he didn't have a good year, but he's still going to get paid.
No, he's still going to get money because he's young enough.
16, 17 million he's going to make. Could the Cowboys afford that? That's the question. And then you bring in him. Then you can't bring in a backup. Maybe you bring in Gilmore. Okay, you want to bring him in, you bring Gilmore in. I'd still worry if I was the Cowboys right now, if these guys are going to stay healthy. And Diggs is coming back from a major injury.
Yeah, that's the other concern too. So you're really going to have to suffice that in quantity to help it out.
Yeah, I think you draft somebody then. That's when you draft somebody.
You're going to have to probably, yeah, because again, the money. Corners get paid a lot too. So you're right. They're definitely not going to be able to force somebody like Jalen Johnson or L'Jarius Sneed whatsoever. So then you're looking at trying to fill the quantity of that next tier, which a lot of those guys, Fuller is probably the most consistent throughout his career. And Sean, you know that he was with the Chiefs and was a big part of the Chiefs the first time they won the Super Bowl. And he's been pretty constant until recently, probably the last 3 years of in his career. But is that where you really want to trust? You want to trust something younger with a new defensive coordinator?
Well, I'm looking at the top 3 corners right now in this year's draft is Kool-Aid, Nate Wiggins, and Cooper DeJean. Yeah. So you have, I don't know much about Cooper DeJean. I've seen Nate Wiggins play this year.
Wiggins is good, yeah.
And Kool-Aid, obviously, we know he's the best corner in this class. And this is not a big corner class, but you can get corners in the later rounds, and you can find, we've seen it. We've seen Seattle do that, and we've seen other teams do it. And
a lot of the corners this year that were drafted were pretty good. That were drafted in the late first.
Do you draft Kool-Aid in the first round?
If he's there, yeah, definitely.
Do you think he'll be there?
No, I think he's more.
No, he won't be there. I don't think he'll be there.
Because there's a lot of teams that just missed the playoffs that definitely could use that corner depth. And he's a guy that has a lot of size to a good jumping ability that I think it will be fit in very nicely.
How about Nate Wiggins?
He could be. He's another one that's a kind of that fringe mid first round pick. This was his breakout year at Clemson. He was kind of up and down throughout his career besides that. But I do like the talent of him. I think if he's there for the Cowboys, definitely worth considering because there's going to be a lot of defensive players there because it's an offensive draft.
He's the longest corner in this year's draft, or one of the longest corners. I think he's 6'2", 185 pounds. They're saying he could probably run the 40. Now, obviously, the combine's right around the corner. He can run the 40 in 4.4, 4.3, close to 4.3. I mean, if he can run that, I mean, he might even move up in the draft in the first round. Is he a first round draft pick?
Yes.
So you think
I think Wiggins will be a first round?
You don't think he falls out of the first round with the talent and the offensive linemen that could be drafted as early as they can?
I
and
think
the quarterbacks.
Right. There's going to be a lot of them that
get drafted probably within the top 15 picks. It wouldn't surprise me if 10 of them are offensive players, but I do think there'll be enough pass rushers and corners that'll still suffice for those teams that don't get the high value of the first round picks. I don't think teams are going to necessarily reach on a wide receiver or reach on a quarterback the same way in those middle tier if they don't necessarily need it. And that's where I think somebody
unless
like
the guy's on their board. Unless that guy's on their board and he's there, that's the only way they jump in and get him.
Sure. There's always going to be that unknown exception, surprises. We're talking about that in the middle of the first round last year, how many weird picks there were.
Crazy weird picks. And how many guys fell out of the first round? And even last year.
Right.
I mean, we've seen it. And one of your defensive linemen 2 years ago was drafted in the second round. Call off this. He fell out of the first round. I couldn't believe he fell out of the first round. He was drafted in the early second round. So we've seen this before.
And I wasn't big on him. He's been playing well though.
I love.
We were both big on him at the time. We were thinking top 15 pick.
Oh, I loved him.
I wasn't big on him because I just thought he's the typical, how they always say, oh, he's a high motor guy, typical stereotype. But he has showed up big for the Chiefs, and I'm glad we drafted him. I can stand on it.
But he's a power rusher that also has good speed moves.
Great hands, too.
And that's why we were
Great
thinking
hands.
top 15 pick at the time.
Great hands. I mean, and he's really developed in the his second year of his career. He absolutely developed that. Maybe because he's learning from Chris Jones. And now, why would you bring Chris Jones back? Now, obviously,
whoa.
You can't pay him. You can't pay him.
Flag on the
here
play.
he goes.
Why
Here
would
he
you
goes.
bring Chris Jones back? Are you serious right now?
You can't afford him, so why would you bring him back?
Why? As you say, leadership. What he does, he's a game changer.
By the way, did you watch the combine with Chris Jones? I think he was on New Heights. Did anybody see the 40 that he ran and his his sack popped out? Did anybody see that? He was speaking about that on New Heights. I don't know if anybody's seen the video. It's pretty funny, actually. I don't even remember when he was at the combine, but he ran the 40 and his junk fell out and he fell over so nobody could see it.
It did happen.
Yes.
Yep.
It did happen.
Yeah. What a year for the 2016 draft. We had the Larry Tutzel smoking pot video that goes viral, and then that's Chris
his junk came out, man. I mean, Speedy, did you like it? Did you check it out?
No.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
I don't know.
I heard about it. I didn't like it.
Oh, stop it. You didn't hear about it. You were watching on replay.
Watching Speedy? Sorry, Speedy. Don't tell me you was watching Speedy.
I was not watching
Absolutely.
it. I heard about it.
He took pictures of it.
No,
he put it on his wall.
No, I didn't.
Oh, wow. You had it on your wall?
I don't need to creep out college roommates with putting big defensive tackles junk on my wall.
That's why Andy redrafted him.
Come on, Sean. You know I wouldn't do that to you.
No, that's not fair,
Oh.
Speedy. I didn't know that was your superhero, man.
No.
You get down like that.
That's Errol's fantasy villain origin story.
First of all, I don't have any fantasies. And if I had a fantasy looking at Chris Jones's balls, I'd probably do it a different way. Okay. I wouldn't be doing it watching, a replay of him running a 40. Okay. Maybe drinking a 40, but not running a 40.
And neither would I.
Don't worry. I wouldn't be surprised when we come out of break. They have it up.
I wouldn't.
Come on, Fish. You wouldn't stoop that low.
I'm sure Fish would. I think Fish would. But anyway,
you better not stoop that low.
By the way, the top linebackers. I just want to let you guys know because this isn't a linebacker class. I mean, Dallas Turner is the best one from Alabama. You have Edgerrin Cooper and Chris Braswell. So those are the top three linebackers that are going to be available. I think two of them are going to fall out of the first round.
I think so too.
I think Cooper will fall out and Braswell, and I think they'll be early second round draft picks because I think both guys could be really, really good players.
Dallas Turner's a top 15 pick.
Oh, Dallas Turner is a top 10 pick. If he falls out of the top 10, shame on anybody that passes up on him.
And Sean,
he's going to fall out because of O-lineman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do believe that, but I still think he's a first-round talent.
Oh, definitely. Sean, and that alleviates to the point of we were talking about with Chris Jones, if the Chiefs could try to make all this structure work, because they definitely have to figure out what to do with Nick Bolton, because it's going to be hard to find a coverage linebacker like that.
And I meant early first-round talent. That's what I meant. Yeah. I think he's a top 10 talent. Like I said, if he falls out of the top 10, shame on anybody that does that. because that kid's going to be a great player. We've seen linebackers, C.J. Mosley, another guy. His game reminds me of Mosley. That's the type of player. Roquan Smith. Oh, yeah. That's the type of player he is. So he's an Alabama guy, and a lot of these linebackers that come from Alabama are actually really, really good. And depending on where he goes or who's coaching him, I mean, they're going to get a really, really good player and fast too. So you could put him on the outside. Micah Parsons, everybody keeps talking about Micah Parsons. I don't know if he has that Micah Parsons, but he's long. This guy's 6'4", 242 pounds. He's very long, and he was the best defensive player on that Alabama Crimson Tide. And that's one of the best defenses in the country. So I think you pass up on a player like this, shame on you. Even the Jets, who needs an offensive lineman, by the way, that's $4. Even with them, if he falls to you at 10, I mean, you have to sit there and think, why would you pass up on a kid like this? This guy could be your future superstar, all-pro linebacker to take over for C.J. Mosley.
Because there's really no other competition outside of the kid Latu from UCLA that's going to be drafted as the first defensive player. I think it's really one of the two guys, and then it's probably Kool-Aid after that.
It's very interesting.
Kool-Aid might go 5.
Nah, Kool-Aid's not going in the top 10.
That early? The Chargers are going to draft. I mean, they do need corners, but I think they would trade back if they were going to do that.
That Bauer kid is going in the top 10. People have this love fest for this kid, and if he has a good combine, he's definitely going in. I just don't.
I just know a story's going to leak about somebody during the combine, and it's going to drop next day stock draft.
Well, I don't trust tight ends in the top 10. I don't. I don't trust tight ends in the top in the first round. Every single tight end that we've seen in the first round, they really haven't developed into the stars that we thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
Howard was the next big thing. Everybody was comparing his skill to Gronk. I mean, the size, the ability, the speed, national champion. This guy comes in, Tampa drafts him, 15, 16?
Yeah.
And the guy's a complete bust. He's not even in the league anymore.
Even Evan Ingram was better.
By the way, Pot Hands, absolutely. When he decided to flee, or by the way, the Jacksonville Jaguars fleeced the New York Giants. Pot Hands goes over there to Jacksonville and becomes a star tight end in the league. So,
yep, but everyone's raving about that first round, and then ends up being the fourth round pick that becomes the best tight end in that draft, and George Kittle.
Mm-hmm. What are you thinking about over there? He's thinking. He's
just annoyed. I praise another tight end that isn't Travis Kelce.
No, it's not even that. I mean, tight end is it's hard to find a good tight end.
Absolutely.
That can block, catch, do it all. Everybody's not 87. Everybody's not 85.
Sam Laporta. Remember that name. Remember that name, ladies and gentlemen. When you go to bed at night, and hopefully your balls don't pop out running your 40, you can remember that name, Sam Laporta in Detroit. That is the next superstar tight end in the league, the next Swiftie, the guy that's going to probably date another superstar singer. He doesn't look like the type of guy that would do that, by the way, because he's a quiet, to himself type of guy. But I love the kid. I think the kid is everything.
All he has to do to go to L.A. or New York 1 week and be in a couple of parties. And
is that what you did?
No, I didn't. I'm from New York, so I didn't have to do all that.
You did it every day of your life, all the way till you drafted. I mean, when you were undrafted.
I partied in college like I was already in the pros. So when I got to the pros, it was nothing.
That's because you're a gamecock.
Yeah. You like cops.
What a name!
You must like cops.
First of all, I don't like any of that. But hey, listen, but that has to be the best football name. Okay, that college football name is. I'm a Gamecock. Oh, really? Who else is a Gamecock?
Jadeveon Clowney.
Melvin Ingram.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
John Abraham. You want me to keep naming some legends for you or what?
That should be Hall of Famer.
First of all, I'm not.
Ooh, thank you, Speedy. Speedy.
Oh,
tell him again. Hey, I knew I liked Speedy for a reason.
I figured you did.
Good with he knows the stats. He knows it. Come on, it's an encyclopedia too.
Mm-hmm. And what are you, buddy? You're a Gamecock. That's what you are. That's all you are. You're a Gamecock. You're a 10-year veteran Gamecock. That's what you are.
I appreciate Because guess what? If they had NIL back when I was in, shit, what I got ain't nothing compared to what they getting now.
Well, you would have been a Cocker Spaniel. That's what you would have been.
No. I mean, I would have had more than one vehicle. I would have had 2 vehicles. I would have had all types of stuff.
What do you have now?
I just have one vehicle now.
You don't want to spoil yourself anymore?
Don't worry. All the money that you'll be making.
I have 2. I have a 72 Impala.
Oh, I like that. Vintage. I like that. Vintage. He's a vintage guy. Hey, listen, I like the Impalas. The only problem with the Impalas is even though they're very, very fast cars, by the way, they are very fast, especially with the motors that are made in those 72 Impalas. I would be scared to drive one of those things because of the way I've seen people drive them. So I don't know how you drive. You might be a massively crazy person on, behind the wheel. I wouldn't. You're a Gamecock. I'm staying away from you.
It's Gamecock colors too. It's maroon. Yeah.
Oh, he's got an Impala.
Yeah, got 24-inch rims on it.
Ooh, system. Oh my God, MTX subs. I mean, you're blasting that music, dancing around. I mean, I
blasting to make my neighbors mad sometimes riding through the neighborhood. That's on purpose.
I would do that too. By the way, I put horns in the back of my car and just blast it right at the neighbors I can't stand, man. And they would be like, "Yo, could you lower it down?" I just put it up high. Screw you guys. I'm a Gamecock. Kiss my ass. That's what I would do, right? I mean, that's what you do. You like my Gamecock colors?
Boo, we don't like it. Ooh.
Yeah. What are you making car noises now, Sean?
Yeah, a little bit. You know what
I
I mean?
A little lost, Sean. I mean, listen. You know what I was doing over the weekend? Have you ever cut your nails and you try to not get too far? And I do that sometimes, and I'm sitting. And the best way, I don't know about anybody else. Has anybody sat on the toilet? You're taking a nasty dump, okay? And that's what I do. When I'm trying, I like to multitask, okay, ladies and gentlemen. I like to read. I watch movies on my toilet. I got the flip fold. I'll show you guys. Look at this thing. I've got the fold phone. This is wonderful. Like watch a little Netflix, and I'm cutting my nails. All right, and I'm dropping a deuce, and I'm cutting. I'm trying to get all the way through, and then you get too far, and you rip your cuticle. Okay, I ripped it, and I'm bleeding all over the place. I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm telling my girl to get me something to wipe my friggin' thing. Blood squirting all over, and then it looks like after I get up from the toilet, it looks like I did something else. You know what I mean? I maybe split something. You know what I'm saying, Speedy? How about you? Ever done it?
Speedy.
Speedy, have you split anything?
I've done it with my toenail a while ago.
Have you ever done anything with your toes?
It was bleeding. It was bleeding.
Yeah. Did you ever bite your toenails? Have you ever,
Yes, I've done that.
Have you ever put your toes in your mouth?
Yeah. When I was a kid.
Oh, when was the kid?
I had a bad habit. Yeah.
It was a habit, man. How about you, Sean? Have you ever stuck your toes in your mouth?
No.
No, you never done that?
No.
I mean, you look like you're flexible. I mean,
my name is not Rex Ryan. And I don't credit you.
Are you flexible? Do you have that flexibility? You were a defensive lineman. I mean, you have to be flexible.
Yeah, I'm very flexible, bro.
I figured that you were. I mean, I'm going to have to ask your girl about that. I mean, does she know anything about that flexibility?
Yeah, she knows.
Oh, okay. I mean, Sean Smith's girl knows about his flexibility.
Yeah, I do have 3 daughters.
Well, that's true. I mean, they did pop out. I mean, it's starting to make me believe that Sean Smith is a flexible man who likes to, I'm not going to get into the,
See, this is how I know, man. See, Speedy, he said he did background check on me, right? He didn't do a real background check.
Listen, I didn't go on the background check. I'm not going to.
Because
Errol's an undercover Texas PD guy.
If you notice anything about me, I taught hot yoga back in 2011 when I was with Tennessee.
Get the hell out of here. You taught hot yoga?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your hot yoga charity, superstar teacher tonight, the one, the only 350-pound, 6'3" lineman, Sean Gamecock Smith. And he pops right out. He's wearing spandex. It's hot. I mean, it's
I don't even wear spandex. I wear swim trunks with no shirt. I just have a towel and dress. Okay.
Do you wear are the swim trunks long, or are they up inside part of your thigh?
Nah, they're short. They're short. As they call them, they call them the hoochie daddy shorts. You know what I mean? I wear those. I'm still flexible and I can do all the shit and be able to move in 26 postures. We have half standing and half sitting, bro. Come on, bro. Hey, don't discriminate, man.
Listen,
discriminate.
I'm not discriminating you, man. I can never see you wearing those short shorts to the inner part of your thigh. I mean, you're a pretty big guy. I don't know what you're packing over there, but it might be pretty scary.
I'm packing.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Chris Jones pop out. Okay.
I'm packing a lot, but guess what? It's not even about that. I got some beautiful legs. The ladies tell me I used to have some beautiful legs when I was single. You know.
Oh, really?
Oh, don't give Errol any ideas.
Beautiful legs.
He's going to make a bet and make you wear it.
Do you shave your legs, Sean?
No, I don't have to shave. I don't have to shave my legs.
Oh, you're clean cut, man. You're clean.
Yeah,
freshly clean every single time.
I got, as you say, as they may say, baby hairs, pubic hairs, whatever. But
listen, I don't have pubic hairs, man. I'm a wolf. Okay, if you saw my legs, I'm like a werewolf. You can, like one of those things. I mean, who wants to see my legs? These are beautiful legs, by the way. It's hairy. Look at these things. I'm gonna bring my leg. Look at this thing. Look at it. Look at those legs.
Jersey Shore, relax, Jersey Shore, relax.
Look at those.
Relax, Grasshopper.
Look at those hairy legs, man.
Relax.
Look at those hairy legs. I like them. I like them. The girls don't complain about them. I kind of scare people.
Be flexible. You know what I mean? Who can sit down?
Well, hold on one second. I never said I was flexible. Well, look at
all that shit,
Sean Smith is showing his flexibility right now.
You know what I mean, guys? Hey, I don't. Hey, man.
What are you moaning?
Huh?
What are you moaning when you're doing it?
No, it's just easy. You stretch, bro. Come on. Just stretch.
Listen, I stretch. I just don't want to stretch where I'm going to pull a hamstring, okay?
Oh, yeah, well, that's the problem. And you say you played hockey? Oh.
I did, man. Oh, listen, I was very flexible. Listen, I did mixed martial arts, but I'm not going to sit there and try to flex right now.
Hey, I forgot you're old. Oh, you're old. So
Jersey Shore. What? First of all, don't throw me under the bus like that, buddy.
Hey, bro, I'm just saying, bro, you're looking like the situation right now. Come on.
I am nothing like those Panda Bear wannabes, okay?
Hey, I'm just telling you, man. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, all right?
Oh, don't shoot the messenger now? You hang out with Paulie D? Is that what you do?
Hey, Paulie D's doing residency in Vegas right now, man.
Good for him. Good for him, man. Making millions of dollars. Not even, by the way, but just so for all those Paulie D fans, and I'm a DJ, Paulie D, I actually opened up for Paulie D 3 times. And there was a place called Mirage here on Long Island in Garden City. I opened up for him. He came for the first time here on Long Island. And that guy and his entourage would not let me up in the DJing booth when he was up there. You know why he didn't want me up there? I'm going to tell you guys why. Because he's not a DJ. He's not a DJ. Just so everybody knows. He's a button pusher. He's a fake. He's a fraud. 50 whatever he made that night, $50,000. People paying $100 at the door to watch a bunch of. He's not even a Guido. He's not even Italian.
John says, more like a Russian carpet on your legs.
I have lost my will tonight. I am losing it. You call me Jersey Shore. I'm upset at you now. I am upset at you. I thought we were friends. You're a Gamecock, and now I'm a Jersey man.
And he's making money on your Jets.
Yes. JJ Redick said on ESPN yesterday that there is never any accountability with Doc Rivers. He added that he's always making excuses and always throwing his team under the bus when his team struggles. He also added that Doc wanted to take credit for James Harden being traded to the Clippers because of his previous ties there. Redick played for 4 years with the Clippers under Doc Rivers from 2013 to 2017 and never made the Western Conference Finals. Patrick Beverley, who just got traded to the Bucs, responded to Redick's comments saying that Doc Rivers saved his career. Austin Rivers also said to Redick, in terms of accountability, your best years in the NBA were when you played for him and the Clippers. It's just very ironic and kind of weird that you have this energy towards him. The Bucs are 5-8 since firing Adrian Griffin and hiring Doc Rivers. Here's what I'm going to say about this, because I love JJ Redick, by the way. I love him. I love his posts. I love his YouTube channel. I loved his interview with Luka Doncic. It was fantastic, by the way. I don't know if anybody's checked it out. I think it's over 1 million, views for his interview with Luka Doncic. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I will say this about Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, in 20 years of coaching, has won one NBA title. And he won it with Kevin Garnett, Rondo, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and the Jet. Okay? And just so everybody knows, who was calling the defensive plays when everybody says that was the best defense in the NBA? Tom Thibodeau. Okay? I'm only speaking the truth because Doc Rivers is known for his defense and the way he uses his press-style defenses to stop teams. Let me ask you a question right now with his press defense. Right now, Mr. Accountability over there, what is, in the first, I don't know, his first, 12 games as the coach of the Milwaukee Bucs, where is their defense ranked right now in those 12 games?
I think it's 26th.
26th. 26th. How many teams are in the NBA? 30. Now, let's ask let answer this question. What were they ranked defensively when Adrian Griffin was there?
I think 22.
22. So you fired a coach that actually was winning. You were a second place team. You were the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. You got rid of him because, I don't know, Damian Lillard, Dame Time didn't like him, or whoever. The Greek Freak didn't like him. You gave up on a coach that was winning, that put you in a very good position to maybe win the East. And you decided to go with a loser, a guy that's won 1 title with, I don't know, 4 Hall of Famers.
You can't call him a loser because he won a title, so he's not a loser.
He didn't win that title.
Okay, look at his record. Look at his record.
Let's look at his record.
Let's show the stats.
Regular season, 1,100 and 770. That's a good record. That's a terrible record.
Hey, it's above 500.
Oh, good for him.
Congratulations. 7 games over 500 in the playoffs.
Look who he's coached. I don't know. He coached Lob City, Chris Paul in the prime of his career. Let's go to the teams that he's coached. You coached 2 Hall of Famers there. You coached 4 or 5 Hall of Famers with the Celtics. You coached 2 Hall of Famers or maybe 3 Hall of Famers with the 76ers. Where else did he go? I don't know. Name another one. Oh, I'm sorry. He's coaching 2 Hall of Famers right now.
So if that's the case, then is Doc out there shooting the basket? No.
Doc is calling the play.
When Doc had Joe Embiid in Philly, did he lose Game 7? That's not him. He didn't miss the shot.
He hasn't blown every 3-2 lead imaginable.
Do you know?
Hey, even with a lead, at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, the coach can call the play. You still got to go execute as the player.
Did you know? Sure, I don't know if you know this. Joel Embiid is the only center that's won an MVP that's never played in the Eastern Conference Finals. Did you know that? Thank you, Doc Rivers.
That sounds like a personal problem. And JJ, this is the thing I hate about JJ.
Who's a better coach right now, Nurse or Doc Rivers?
This is what I hate about JJ. Went to Duke for one, soft-ass school.
Now you're attacking my college basketball team. Now you've gone too far. I don't like shot.
North Carolina's my college basketball team. Okay?
You're a Gamecock and you're rooting for North Carolina.
I grew up watching Ed Coder and all those guys. Okay?
And I grew up watching Ed Hill and Bobby Hurley,
Christian Laettner. Yeah, Christian Laettner, the weak ass.
One of the greatest college basketball players of all time, buddy.
Greatest college basketball player, but he sucked for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I mean, he did. So did half the players that were drafted.
Hey, I'm just saying.
How many North Carolina guys? I don't know.
Raymond Grant Hill. What
did he do in the NBA?
Bobby Hurley? You want Bobby Hurley?
Don't you attack Bobby Hurley. Don't you dare attack Bobby Hurley. Don't you ever.
Bobby, the Hurley family, huh? The Jersey people from Elizabeth. Oh, wow.
Well, at least they weren't a Gamecock.
Oh, Jersey sure getting mad on me, guys.
First of all.
Hey, hold on. Back to JJ and the sorry ass.
Let's hear it.
because what has JJ done in his career? Was JJ ever NBA All-Star in his career?
Yes, he was.
How many times?
I don't know. 2.
And how many years?
6th man.
And how many years?
I don't know.
I don't know. JJ sucks. He doesn't play defense. He was just known for his little shooting in the corner. That's it. That's it. Has JJ won an NBA championship?
I don't think so.
All right, rest my.
He's never an All-Star. He's played since.
I thought he was an All-Star.
No.
See, you just wanted because he was Duke. Oh, because he went to Duke.
He was 6th man of the year twice.
All right, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. He was a 6th man.
That's not an All-Star. That's an award.
All-Stars voted for the fans. Who wants to be an All-Star? Who wants to be an All-Star? You want to be an All-Star? I think my ass would have been All-Star this year.
A 6-man award is you're not good enough to be a starter, but you're good enough to come off the bench and produce some points. You brought that spark.
Oh,
so,
Jamal Crawford, he's
yes.
James Harden, he was horrible.
That guy, Jamal Crawford, that guy has to play with the great Doc Rivers of the Clippers.
Yeah, horrible. That's just terrible. Just terrible. What are you, nuts?
Oh,
what,
he's
lost your
he's
mind? I knew.
Hey, Jamal Crawford is Jamal Crawford better than JJ Redick?
I would say yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think
I just wanted to see what you was going to say.
I wouldn't say a lot.
Speedy, I know you know real. You're an analytic guy, so I know.
Oh, I'm not an analytic guy. Now you're taking shots at me here.
No, I'm just saying. I know you're going to go with your heart and go with your Duke.
I'm not going with my heart.
You know what I mean?
What do I think about Duke this year?
He's very down on Duke.
And what was my thoughts of Duke last year?
About the same.
What do I
out in the first round?
What do you think?
So all your teams sucked in.
All my teams do not like.
He does not like John Shire, which is proving to be true because he had lost value with a 5th-ranked team that should have been at least a 3 seed.
I never liked John Shire. I didn't like him as a player, and I don't like him as a coach. And
yeah, but all your teams sucked in football, basketball, what else?
Oh, well, hold on one second. All my teams sucked. I was a Florida State fan. My Florida State Seminoles were very good this year. Okay,
well, good enough.
Well, good. That's not going to sell me here. And Duke has won a couple of national champions. Let me ask you a question. Who's won more championships in the last 30 years, Duke or North Carolina? Let's hear it.
I don't know. Pull the stat up.
I'll tell you.
I'm not an
I'll tell you right now, buddy.
I'm not an analytic guy.
Duke.
Who had more successful players?
Not much of North Carolina.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not scrapping you. No, I mean it doesn't sell me. Maybe maybe 1 or 2 players. I mean Raymond Felton. I mean, give me a North Carolina player that was really that good. Honestly,
Antoine Jameson, Rasheed Wallace.
Vince Carter was there too. Maybe Vince Carter. Antoine Jameson was okay. I don't think he was that great of a player. I really don't.
Serious?
I don't. How about Grant Hill?
That's all Duke is known for.
Oh, stop it.
Grant Hill and Christian Lane.
He's not a good player when he's healthy. He's just not healthy.
RJ Barrett's a pretty good player.
It's Kyrie Irving when he keeps his head on straight.
Yeah. Kyrie Irving, another one.
Okay. RJ Barrett sucked.
Let me ask you a question. Who that came from Carolina was better than I don't know, Kyrie Irving?
Michael Jordan.
That's 40 years, buddy. That's 40 years ago.
I mean, Ray Felton was good.
Fat Ray Felton. No, you don't get me started with Raymond Felton.
He's fat now. Ed Cota was good. Ed Cota was good.
Stop selling me to this garbage.
All right, shout out to Fish, who actually has a voice of reason. Harrison Barnes is probably the best one of the 21st century, followed by right now Cole Anthony, who's a 3rd-year player in the league. Mm-hmm. Who's good? I like Cole Anthony.
I like Cole. Greg Anthony's his father. Yeah. Greg Anthony was a good UNLV player, and he came from that Larry Johnson, that great team, by the way. That was arguably one of the greatest college basketball teams.
He's also a great fighter.
Yeah, who's a great fighter? Greg Anthony?
Yeah.
Why? You've seen him fight?
Oh, you forgot the fight against the Phoenix.
Oh, I remember the fight with the Knicks. I remember. Don't trust me. I remember Jeff Van Gundy when he was holding on to Alonzo Mourning's leg and begging for dear life when his his wig was popping off or whatever the hell his toupee was popping off his head. So yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, John also brings up Kobe White too. Yeah, Kobe White I like as well. And then Danny Green and Reggie Bullock. Well, Danny Green was a good playoff.
None of those guys. I mean, Vince Carter was the closest thing to Kyrie Irving, but
yeah,
Kyrie Irving's better than Vince Carter too. So I would say Kyrie Irving's the best player out of all of them. So there you go. Sold. It's Duke. I'm just kidding. I as a Duke Blue Devil fan, I was a Coach K guy, and I followed him when I was a kid, and I wasn't a big Christian Laettner fan. I was a Bobby Hurley fan. I loved the way he played. He was hard-nosed.
You love the way he played. Oh, Jersey. You want to be Jersey? This
has nothing to do with Jersey.
Oh, man. Leave
had nothing to do with Jersey, buddy.
Sure.
You better be careful. I'm going to tell Taba Ali. He's from Jersey. Don't you be careful there. You be careful. I'm going to tell Taba on you.
Wow. Taba's not going to have a problem with me. Trust me.
I'm going to tell Taba on you. I'm going to tell him.
Tama's really not from there. You know where he's from.
I know where he's from, but he reps New Jersey, baby. He reps it. So
he reps his hometown.
No, he reps New Jersey.
And Fish also mentions Brandon Ingram and Jason Tatum too.
You know what it is? Jason Tatum's, that's another one. Jason Tatum's another one.
He's probably like the 5th or 6th best player in the NBA.
Yeah,
the Brandon Ingram story.
Don't forget about Jay Tatum, baby. He's the best player in the last 10 years that came out of both teams. 100%. I love Jason Tatum, by the way. Can't stand he's a Celtic. Oh, makes me sick to my stomach. Oh, every time I see him in that green colors, I want to throw up. Oh, every time that emblem pops out, I just that feels like Speedy was sucking on something we don't want to look at, right,
and
Speedy?
I don't know why you know about that because it doesn't exist.
Well, it does. I mean, you've never sucked on anything?
Not like that.
I mean, you like a blow pop? What? A blow pop.
Oh, God. What?
There you go.
Oh, my. Damn it, Fish.
No.
Really, Fish?
That's a good picture, Speedy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Speedy. You should have had that. We should have had that for Valentine's Day. There you go, Speedy. Here goes our heart.
Over there. That is pretty funny. What is that? Fish, is that what is that? Is that what are you, eggplant? That's an eggplant.
Which I don't even eat. So
you don't like eggplant?
No.
You like the long cucumbers, right?
No. Really.
Thick cucumbers?
Nah, I'm not really a big cucumber guy.
You like the dark sausages?
That's not a vegetable. They don't correlate at all.
But you do. You like the spicy dark sausages.
Yes.
I'm just saying. But getting back, thank you, Fish, for giving us a nice laugh over there. Fish, our executive producer over there, fantastic, by the way. Great videos and stuff that he posts up. It's fantastic. But the JJ Redick thing is an interesting story. And listen, Doc Rivers is, to me, he's an interesting personality. He really is. But he's not a winner. He's not a born winner. I don't care what you say, Sean. The guy doesn't win. And I don't understand this move. And by the way, I don't want to hear from Austin Rivers because what type of player was he? He played for Duke, by the way. He sucked. He sucked. He was horrible for Duke. So thank you to Austin Rivers for sucking for Coach K. So I don't want to hear from him. And by the way, and I like Patrick Beverley. He's a great defensive player. He saved your career. What do you want? Drugs? What did he save? What did he do for you? You were a great defensive player. Did he turn you into a good defensive player? Get out of here. You're not a good player, man. You're a great defensive player. And by the way, for all the Jeff fans out there that absolutely adore Jeff, telling me that Patrick Beverley is having a great season.
Game changer.
Game-changing player. What a joke. What a joke. Mike Trout said about his trade speculations this offseason that he wants to win a championship with the Angels. He also added that players that consider trade requests are taking the easy way out. Trout has a 7 years remaining on his 12-year, $426 million contract he signed with the Angels in 2019. Since signing the contract, Trout has only played over 100 games in 2 out of the 5 seasons. The Angels are tied for the longest playoff drought in the MLB with the Tigers and not making it since 2014. The Phillies and the Mets and the Dodgers are the 3 big market teams that have been linked to Trout trade rumors this offseason. By the way, I said that if I were the Mets, I go after Mike Trout. You want to put people in the seats? You want to draw Juan Soto to come and play over there? Make a move for Mike Trout. Mike Trout still has, I would say, a good 4 or 5 years left if he could stay healthy. Even the middle, I would say 70, 75% Mike Trout is going to give you a batting average over 280. He's going to give you about 30 home runs. He's going to give you about 25 to 30 stolen bases with those big boxes, those pizza boxes for stolen bases. And he's one of the best defensive players we've seen in a very long time. He is as good as Andrew Jones is. He was as good as Barry Bonds was, and out there in the center field, he is as good as a defensive player we've seen in a very long time. And in Citi Field, when it comes to selling tickets, and you want to go and pay for a player, you want to go pay for a guy that's going to bring fannies and people into the seats, Mike Trout's the guy. He wants to come out east. I don't care what anybody says. He's from the Philly area. He grew up a Philadelphia Phillies fan. But I think it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense why the Mets would be looking at him. 7 years, $426 million. The Angels are trying to get rid of contracts, as we saw this offseason. Ohtani did not want to go back there. And I don't care what Mike Trout says. Mike Trout knows he is the only piece they can trade to get something back, something good back in the future. So I don't know what you get. You're not going to get top 5 prospects.
No.
But you get 2 or 3 of a team's top 20 prospects.
Yeah.
And you probably can add some single and double A players that could turn out to be something. I think this would be absolutely great for the Phillies and the Mets.
Yeah.
The Phillies, obviously playing with Bryce Harper. These two guys at one point were the 2 biggest and most popular players. And by the way, Mike Trout, it doesn't get enough respect because he plays with the Angels and nobody here on the East Coast gets a chance to watch him play. But when he is in the lineup, and he doesn't play that much over the last couple of years, but something tells me this year he will be healthy for at least 130 games. You're going to see how special he is. This guy won in the 5 or 6 years where he was the most dominant. I think he won 3 MVPs.
I think he won 3, and then he was like top 3 finalists in 3 other years as well. I think the year that Josh Donaldson won it, the year that Jose Altuve won it and cheated, and I think Mookie Betts won in that, and Mike Trout was 2nd or 3rd every time in that span from 2013 until 2018, and then I think 2019 was the first year he started having all those injury issues. He still got the contract that he wanted, but it just shows you that kind of thing of like he's still a humble superstar that he's saying that, all right, I'm still going to not demand myself. You would see other guys like force their way out. You saw that whole saga with Manny Machado. You've seen that whole saga with various different players at their time entering free agency. And now you're seeing that where a guy doesn't want to be traded. That being said, for the Angels at this point, like you've tried so many times, you brought in a lot of good managers that really haven't changed the organization. You're just stuck in a peril where you really have to think about it because these teams are going to want somebody like Mike Trout for this veteran leadership. And you could play him as a corner outfielder too. You could play him as where you don't have to steal bases. He's a center fielder. He's still a very good center fielder. But
he's a great center fielder.
But if you want to like have the career be longer too, these teams will be able to manage it a lot better than the Angels have done.
Honestly, I think he would fit with the Phillies. He grew up a Philadelphia Phillies fan. He's an Eagles fan. His family's from that area. He's from different part of New Jersey, at the cusp of Philadelphia over there. I think that's. I'm sorry.
Jersey.
He is from Jersey.
It doesn't matter. He's from Jersey. He's not coming home. He's going to stay out there. He's going to get his money, and hopefully.
You want to bet? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet, buddy?
This is not Prize Picks right now. We're not doing an ad for Prize Picks, so this is.
I'm going to make you bet.
Yeah, okay.
Why would he stay with the Angels?
Why?
Yeah, why? I want to hear this. Sell me.
I'm not going to say he should stay, but how do I put this?
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
I don't like every athlete doesn't want to come home. I'm not going to say he's going to stay with the Angels. It's 50-50, but he can go somewhere else. Who has the most cap right now?
There's no cap in baseball, and those 3 teams we mentioned have 3 of the 6 highest paid.
The Mets, Philadelphia will spend the money.
Who's going to spend the money?
All 3 of those teams will spend the money. The Dodgers too. I mean, deferred money. They like to do that, so why not take that?
So I'll say the Dodgers because he's on the West Coast. He loves the weather.
First of all, he wants to come back to the East Coast. Everything that we've heard with Mike Trout over the last 2 seasons is he comes out here in the summer, in the wintertime. He's got a house in Philadelphia, not in Philadelphia, in the New Jersey area. If he goes anywhere, he goes back to Philly. But I'm going to tell you, the Mets, they've got the money. They have the richest owner right now in baseball. They want to draw a big name like Juan Soto going into the offseason. You bring in Mike Trout and you have Juan Soto at left or right field. I mean, come on, man. Who's got the best the best outfield in baseball, adding Juan Soto and Mike Trout? I mean, seriously. And the Mets have the money.
Hey, I'm not taking nothing from him. He's a great player, but I don't see him coming. You want to go to a contender. The Mets is going to be a contender next year?
Oh, I definitely believe that they're going to spend a lot of money next year. They're going to bring in pitching.
He's not about spending the money. I said, did you not answer my question?
Yeah, I think they have a good farm
Are
system.
they a contender? Are they a contender?
Yes, next year, yes. I do believe they're going to be a contender. Yes.
Let's make a bet then.
All right, let's make a bet. Let's go. Let's hear it.
We're on Prize Picks now. This is Prize Picks.
All right.
The Mets won't even make it to the NL championship game.
Well, that's easy. That's
No,
not
they won't.
fair. That's not fair. All right, let's make a bet because the National League is pretty loaded. Okay, you got the Braves, you got the Dodgers, you got all those.
All right, you come up with the bet.
All right, here's the bet. Here's the bet. Not this year, but next year, with the money that the Mets are going to spend, and they're going to spend a lot. I'm going to bet you that the Mets are going to make the playoffs. Not a wild card. They're going to make the playoffs. They're not going to be a wild card team. All right, they make the playoffs, and they'll compete. They'll be a contender. You want to bet? Let's do it. Come on. Shake my hand. We'll do a computer shake. Now look at that.
I give you a high five.
All right. High five. What are we betting? What are we betting? You're going to bet me on, you're going to take me to a nice barbecue dinner in Dallas. Oh, I love that. I love it. Nice barbecue dinner. Now, if you come back here, which you will, okay, I will take you out to a nice steak dinner out here. But I'm going to tell you, man, I think you're going to lose this one. I do. I think you're going to lose this one. That $1,000 is, I'm smelling it. I'm smelling it. And I'm also smelling the steak that I'm going to have, that barbecue dinner I'm going to have over there in Dallas. That nice, beautiful, good barbecue over there. Give me a good barbecue dinner over there.
Hey, what's that? The tomahawk? Is that 42 ounces?
Ooh, I don't know if I can eat that.
I can. But it's not about you because I'm going to win. So,
Sean, you're going to lose here. I'm speaking the truth, man. I mean, I'll tell you what, Sean, could you give me 5 players on the Mets right now?
5 players on the Mets? No, I can't.
5 players. Let's hear it. Give it to me.
I can't.
So how could you bet me something like that? What are you, nuts? You can't even give me 2 players. Give me 2.
Shit, I can't even give you that.
Where did the Mets end up in their division this year in the National League? In the National League? Yes. That was too easy.
All right. Where did they finish?
I'm sorry?
Where did they finish?
Fourth. I
They
just
were,
got it.
like 75 wins, I want to say.
Yeah. See, I said that. I know that much.
Good job, Sean.
As far as knowing the roster, I'm not a Mets fan, so I wouldn't know their roster.
So he's a Met fan. Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring in our first guest, and we're going to go to a break, this guy who we love him. He's a Gamecock, by the way. Those South Carolina guys, they've got some good personalities and great sense of humor.
I noticed something. A lot of South Carolina guys come on this damn show.
A lot of them. A lot of them. A lot of them. So hold on one second. So what are you saying here? You say because these guys were South Carolina Gamecocks, and they come on this show, they're smart. Is that what you're saying?
That's one of the reasons. 2, they're athletic, they're great athletes. More. I mean, the list goes on. I don't want to bore the fans and bore the
Are you trying to sell me here with a Gamecock? Listen, I am not a Gamecock. I actually never went, to one of those prestige schools. I did. By the way, I'm not going to get into the story. We don't have time for that, but I was being recruited by 3 of the top 5 hockey schools in the country. So just so you know, okay?
Hey, Speedy, we talking baseball right now. We didn't say nothing about
there he goes. There he goes, taking shots at me. You know what?
Okay.
You know what? Now, when I eat my steak, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to smile at you, and I'm going
to make sure my tomahawk.
Every single piece of that 42-ounce steak go down this throat.
The 42 ounces. Then I also want that. What's the shit they put on the top? The mayonnaise. I want the butter, the garlic butter. Like my girl, she likes garlic butter on her shit.
I have to take your girl out too. What the hell is this?
Be there too.
Like
so
a family reunion. What do you think I'm made out of?
Yeah, we're gonna eat good.
You're the former NFL player, buddy. Hey,
I haven't played since 2000. What's this? I haven't played since 2012.
Oh, so that's what's selling here. You haven't played since 2012. This guy's got
I got child support. I got tuition. I got private school tuition. Hey, I got bills.
Listen, man, you are one piece of work. You know that.
Nah,
you really are. All right. That's fine. I got you. I'll take you and your beautiful girl out for dinner if you win this bet. But if I win this bet, you got to take me, Fish, Speedy, and Danny Espinosa out for a steak dinner. Hey, this is a bet. This is fair.
Oh, that's right. I mean, you come to Texas, we got this place called Saltgrass.
Oh, no, we're not going to no cheap place, buddy.
No, Saltgrass is not cheap. Saltgrass is not cheap, bro. Texas has some of the best steak houses. Look, this is what I want you to do. When we go to the break, I want you to Google Saltgrass and look at the steak, okay?
All right, I'm going to Google it. But when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not Googling this. We will be talking to former Nationals, Angels, Rays, Mariners, second baseman, our friend, Danny Espinosa, here on the Sports Loudmouth.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Of course my kid's in the right car seat. Well, I think he is.
Yeah, my kid's in a booster seat. He was ready to move up. He is ready, right?
Her car seat looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing. I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the right seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. This is the Sports Loudmouth.
(631) 672-3108 is the number to call. I'm losing my voice, by the way. Sean's really pissing me off tonight. I love the guy. He's pissing me off. My throat's killing me. It's killing me. I need Speedy. I need something. I need a lozenge or something. I need something to help me out here. I'm really not feeling too good tonight. But thank you to Sean. When I get my steak dinner in about a year and a half, I'm going to enjoy it, and we're all going to enjoy it. We're all going to smile at Sean. I'm going to have some nice barbecue sauce all over my nice beard and mustache. Maybe I'll just rub some barbecue sauce into my beard and make it look like a barbecue mustache and beard. It would look good, right, Speedy? I think a little dark. I mean, you like the dark sauce.
I'm not going to eat anything off your beard.
No, I didn't say I want you to eat off my beard. I mean, that's disgusting. If you try to lick a man's face, there's something wrong with you. I mean,
well, I'm not thinking about that. You're just bringing it up.
Listen, you're the one who said you wanted to lick something.
No, I didn't.
Why did you bring it up?
Because I knew that's where you probably were going to go next.
I didn't
go
there.
Would you lick it, Speedy?
I didn't say. Well, hold on one second. I did not say to lick it.
I didn't say you did. I was ready for you.
You're the one who came out.
I predicted that you said you would.
Now I'm lost. I'm lost with this licking thing and sticking thing. Anyways, 631-672-3108 is the number to call. By the way, you're listening to the Sports Loudmouth. We have Speedy Petey here. You have Sean Smith. You have me, the great one, or the greatest, or the bearded barbecue man, or whatever the hell you call me. Anyways, go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out all our shows throughout the week, including the Loudmouth with me, Speedy Petey, and Sean Smith, every single Wednesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. All you have to do to tune in and check out all local listings is go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. I know a guy that likes barbecue, and by the way, he's a part of this bet, so Sean's going to be taking us out to a very nice dinner. And by the way, this guy, he's got some money. I hope he does. He's got a couple of years in the MLB. I mean, this guy's made his money. But anyways, let's not talk about money. Sean, we're not going to see who has more money in their bank account, so stay back. We don't want to attack anybody. We're now talking to former Nationals, Angels, Rays, and Mariners second baseman, Danny Espinosa. Danny, what's up, bud?
No, not much. How you guys been?
We're good, man. The last time you on, it was a while ago.
And he had the illustrious beard the last time.
Yes,
you
he did.
went for clean shaven.
Yeah, look at that mustache. Look at that wonderful mustache. What do they call it? What do they call that thing?
Fu Manchu?
A Fu Manchu. That's what it is.
I'm gonna say, did you have some kind of nickname for that, Danny?
Yeah, I think it was just a Fu Manchu. It just came out of nowhere. Just kind of got bored in the off season, get a few months off, and just started growing that.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, that is some mustache, man. You could get lost in that mustache, Speedy. How many things do you think lived in that mustache when you had it?
What do you think?
A lot.
Over under 4.5.
Yeah, it gets gross. It does get gross.
All right, now let's go to Jason Worth. Over under 6.5.
Wow. That beard had some stuff going on in it.
By the way, Sean, have you ever had a beard like that or a mustache like that?
No, man. I don't like all that hair, man. I'm not into hair.
Well, we know you don't have hairy legs. I mean, you were teaching hot yoga. I mean, come on. I mean, what kind of ex-NFL player is teaching hot yoga and doesn't have any hair on his body? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Smith.
I'm supposed to walk around with taco meat on my chest? This is not Taco Bell, bro. This is not Taco Bell, okay, bro?
Listen,
you want to walk around.
No, you know what? By the way, I don't want tacos anymore. I am never eating tacos again after you just told me tacos. I'm done. I'm staying away from the meat. We're good. We're good. Thank you.
If you stay away from the meat, you need to stay away from your
first of all, I'm not the sausage eater. Speedy is. So just so you know, I am not the sausage eater.
I mean, I know we got a Gamecock. I know we got a fellow Gamecock on there. Spurs up, you know. I mean, we're cocky, but hey, enough cock jokes.
Oh, okay. So we have another Gamecock on, as we know, Danny Espinosa. Danny, obviously the offseason is right here. We Ohtani deferred, obviously goes to the Dodgers, deferred money. The Dodgers are now, their lineup is just ridiculous. Their pitching staff's ridiculous. They bring in Yamamoto or Yamamoto, whatever his name is, and then you bring in obviously the talented Glass now if he can actually stay healthy and stay on the mound. I mean, this is a pretty good rotation, but we know there could be a few pitchers that are not going to start the season on that pitching staff. What are your thoughts by the way, I mentioned Walker Buehler, who is fantastic, but it's not going to be in that rotation early this season. What are your thoughts to the offseason for the Dodgers? Do you think that this makes and puts the Dodgers over the top in the National League?
Yeah, I mean, I think the amount of talent that team has is unbelievable. I think outside of that, though, you have good character guys there. I think with Mookie and having Freddie there already, having Jason Hayward coming back, you already have character guys. You throw in more talent on top of guys that have a ton of talent, future Hall of Famers, plus good character guys. I don't foresee them having a very tough season. Obviously, baseball, there's so much that can happen, but the amount of talent that is on that team, they should definitely have a very, very, very good run to win the World Series.
So you got to play with Ohtani for a brief time when you were with the Angels. Are you surprised that he got the $700 million? We were thinking $550, maybe $600 million.
Well, I missed him by a year. I missed him by 1 year.
All right.
But everybody was talking about him prior to him getting in there. But am I surprised on that? I don't know. The talent that he has is through the roof. It's, it's unheard of to throw 100 miles an hour and hit 40 home runs. Like it's to do one of those on its own is an unbelievable player. To be able to have both of them in one athlete is extremely special. The contract size, I was kind of surprised. If you just think about a few years ago, how they were calling 30 years old. And having had a Tommy John and now having a second, for them to say that 30 was old 4 years ago and now it's not, I guess it depends on who they apply it to. I think he's going to be great through his contract. I mean, obviously it's going to run through about 40 years old, but this is a guy that everything I've heard about from his teammates and guys that I know that have played with him or I've been on the field with him have said, this guy's a physical specimen. You know, the way, as big as he is, as strong as he is, the way he moves. So I think it's a guy that will be productive all the way through his contract, to be honest.
Yeah, Sean.
No, I was saying through his whole contract. All right. So through his whole contract, I think he'll be productive. Let's talk about a little bit about yourself, a little bit more about you. I don't care about them guys. Nah, I'm just joking. But nah, about yourself, like what was like the biggest obstacle you think you had to handle to make it to the pros?
It's in baseball. I think the biggest obstacle is the push. It's not like the NFL or the NBA where you basically go to the league. You got to get through the minor leagues, and I think getting through the minor leagues, and then once you're there, you have to be able to stick there. So I think the perseverance and the way that this game will continuously beat you down is probably the hardest thing to go out there every day. There's certain guys that have just unbelievable talent that will keep them there forever. I was not a guy that just had, you know, skills that were through the roof. I was able to become a guy that could be productive for 8 years, 7, 8 years, but I wasn't a guy that just had natural God-given ability just to go out there and play. So for me, it was the constant grind to get better, the constant grind to stay in the big leagues. And so that was my biggest thing, was get there, stay there, and try to continue to get better, because the league just got younger and younger and better every year I was playing.
Yeah, because they're always trying to replace you every year with somebody younger. So
well, that was one of the first things that I was told. I think it was Dimitri Young was on a rehab stint right when I signed. He said, he said, don't look in front of you. Don't who's in front of you. He said, because they'll move you when they want to. He said, don't look behind you. He said, because every single year they draft to replace you.
Every year, no matter how you could have had a great year and they're still looking to replace you.
Every single year, I guarantee you, the Yankees drafted a shortstop. No one was going to take Derek Jeter's spot, but every single year, they were drafting someone just in case something happened or whatever. It's a game. When you had 50 rounds of the draft, they're going to draft to replace, to constantly make their organization better. And the second that they don't feel that you can produce the way they want, you're gone.
No, you're gone. I was just curious to ask that because I was watching Club Shannon Sharp and Johnny Manziel, and Johnny Manziel said he was a great high school baseball player. He got drafted by the Padres or whatever, but he didn't pursue it, and he said he got tired of it. He was burnt out a little bit of it from playing baseball. Like, that's a lot of games. On the road, like football, yeah, we play home games. We play 17 games, right? You get home and eight away, so it's kind of balanced. But to play as many games as you guys play, that's too much baseball for me.
It's 162 games is a lot. I think a lot of guys, and Buster Posey said it when he retired. Said, "What are you going to miss the most?" And he said the grind. And I can't disagree with that. The grind, if you really enjoy it, is something that you do miss. You'll always miss competing. You'll never miss the politics, but you'll always miss competing. But the grind of getting up and getting on the field and figuring out how you're going to compete that day, I totally agree with that. I personally enjoy the 162. If it got cut back to the older, schedule or a little bit shorter, would it be bad? No. But this is what we sign up to do. But I think a lot of the ball players would tell you the grind is fun. It's fun to go on the road and go to dinner with your buddies.
Yeah, it's fun.
I don't know if they do it anymore.
Restaurants and you hang out, but it's also, it ain't good if you ain't winning too. Also, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you're on a bad team, you get to the dog days of September, and you're just. That is a rough month to get through, in baseball at least. Those last 30 games through September, and you're 20 games under 500. I'm sure that is just miserable to get through that month. But I guess got to get on a good team and keep everyone together so you don't ever get to that spot in baseball.
We are talking to former Nationals, Angels, Rays, Mariners, second baseman Danny Espinosa, a friend of the show, guy that had a pretty long major league career, and he was a pretty good player. I mean, If you look at his numbers, and he had, look, he went from minor leagues all the way to the majors. He had to earn his way up there, and he played for multiple teams. It's not like he played for one team and then he was a one-and-done player. He played for a couple of teams. So, I mean, obviously, Danny, you look at the offseason, and there's a couple of good players still up there, and one of them is Blake Snell. We've asked a lot of different ex-baseball players that have been on the show. We had Towers on last week, and he said that he's very surprised Blake Snell doesn't have a job. He's very surprised he didn't take the Yankees contract because he thought that it was fair. The Yankees actually gave him a little bit of a better offer. I think they gave him exactly what they offered to last year, the left, Rodon, and Carlos Rodon. So what are your thoughts to Blake Snell? What do you think Blake Snell thinks he's going to get? What does Scott Boras thinks that Blake Snell is going to get if we go into spring training right now and he's not signed?
I don't know. I don't know what Scott Boras is thinking. I bet you if you asked Blake if he would probably take a little less right now just to be in camp. He's obviously going to get a ton of money no matter what, but I bet you if you asked him if he could just be in camp right now to be with the team and get comfortable and get settled in, I bet you he'd say probably just take what was offered to go and play for a highly competitive organization to have a chance to go to the playoffs and win a World Series. So I don't know what he's going to get. I don't know if that's a number. That 270 is a mark that hits something that he's just dead set on. But I believe, probably to the core of him, that if that offer was on the table, earlier in the offseason, he'd probably take it just to be with the team right this second, just to, take the pressure off your chest. Obviously, there's no pressure with the guy. He's a great pitcher. He's got the Cy Youngs. He's, phenomenal arm. But I don't care who you are. At a certain point, it's just like you want to have a home. You want to go and get with your new teammates and, just be settled in so you can go compete at the end of the day.
I mean, it bothers me. It really does. I mean, the Yankees did offer him a 6-year, $150 million contract. Then he came out a couple of days ago, or his agent came out a couple of days ago, and we all know who he is, that came out and said that it's BS. It's not true that the Yankees gave him a second offer, which everything that came out from the Yankees executives and organization says that the Yankees did now, and they were giving him Carlos Rodon money, which is about a little bit more than Carlos Rodon money, which is about $30 million a year. I don't understand this. And if I was Blake Snell, like you were saying, I just take the contract and roll with it because you're going in, you're 30 years old. You can't stay healthy. How many seasons over the last 5 years that you could say you were 100% healthy? You should just take your money and ride with it. That's something that you look at Jacob deGrom. Jacob deGrom decided to take more money, and then look, he was out for the whole season and did, by the way, win a World Series ring for no reason. But I mean, for a reason. I love Jacob deGrom, so I'm not going to throw him away.
Jacob deGrom is awesome.
yeah, he's fantastic. So, but you know what I mean. Blake Snell's awesome too. I mean, how many pitchers we've seen have won a Cy Young in the National League and the American League?
There's only like 5 all time.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a handful.
I mean, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's an unbelievable talent. And like I said, I think if you bring it back to him and you put it back on the player's decision, he probably at this point just says, just take it just so I can get settled and get on the field. I met him when he was really young, when I was with the Rays for a little bit of time, and what a nice kid. He's grown up to be a great pitcher. Happy for him. Didn't get to know him too well, but extremely happy for him. And obviously, I hope he gets his biggest contract that someone will offer him. But I'm sure there's a part of him just you're human. There's a part of you that probably just thinks he would probably want to be settled down somewhere at maybe at a lesser years or money, whatever, just to be settled down to have comfort. At the end of the day, it's life, and if you're comfortable in life, you'll have success.
So one of our fans has a question. Do you think a team will sign Trevor Bauer for the league minimum?
God, I hope so. I think it's very unfortunate what has happened to him. Obviously, legally, it's come out that he did nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. It's public knowledge now. I feel bad for him. I feel like this has just ruined his career. And I don't know Trevor as a person. I feel for him as a person, though, to think that someone purposely went out there and tried to derail. They did derail his career, but purposely tried to hurt him and mess up his career, and they were successful in doing so. And now, after doing nothing wrong, it's still being held against him, but he still has the talent to be in the big leagues. I mean, he still has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
You know, you're seeing the velocity is still in live bullpens. You're seeing, you know, the sharpness of his pitches. He was just playing in Japan. So, you know, I would think that a team would take that gamble on him. I mean, you're talking about league minimum to get a guy that realistically has 10 years of experience in the big leagues, even though in the last few years he hasn't been there. Realistically, should have 10 years in the big leagues if it wasn't for all the legal crap he had to go through.
Mm.
I'm taking that as an owner. I just don't see the negative of taking a chance with him. I really don't. I don't see the downside because there's nothing that's going to hurt you, you know, in the newspaper or anything per se, because he didn't do anything. They came out that he did nothing wrong.
Mm.
So it's not like the organization is going to look bad. It's not like anybody's going to look bad. You're giving the guy a second chance that deserves a second chance that he should have never had the first chance taken away from him. So I hope to God someone gives him a chance, maybe a smaller organization that maybe not be expecting to go to the playoffs, but somebody needs to give him a chance to get on the field and prove himself.
It's not going to be the Yankees. Unfortunately, I wish the Yankees would make a move for him. He'd be a cheap move for the Yankees. If you're going to pay Blake Snell, I think this guy won a Cy Young. And
I'd love to see the Angels do it.
Oh, I mean, I know you're an Angel guy, but I don't want to see.
I mean, I'm a Nationals fan. I'm a Nationals fan. I love the Dodgers, the Angels. I grew up watching them, but having played for them for a half year, I just think, where are you going to pick up an arm like that for that cost? There's nothing available like that. Are you kidding me?
And he doesn't need the money. He made it. His big contract from the Dodgers. He said, "You keep paying me. Keep paying."
He
me.
wants to compete. He's still around because he wants to compete and show everyone that he can do it, and he can.
Mm-hmm. No question. What he did in Japan last year. I mean, look at his numbers. His numbers are fantastic. Yamamoto was the only pitcher in Japan that pitched better than him. So, and that says a lot. So it says a lot about him. We are talking to former Nationals, Angels, Rays, Mariners, second baseman Danny Espinosa. You know, Danny, the Yankees made some big moves in the offseason. Obviously, they added Juan Soto. They made a trade. It definitely changed their lineup. The guy is an unbelievable hitter. There's so many pitchers that came out. Even Garrett Cole last week came out when he was interviewed by the press, and he said at spring training, he said, this guy is, I'm so happy I don't have to pitch against him. This guy is one of the best hitters I've ever seen, and he's only 25 years old, and he's only going to get better. So what are your thoughts of the Yankees adding Juan Soto? Does this make them a contender in the American League?
I mean, with that short porch, it makes them more than a contender. This guy's going to pull head-high line drives out of that stadium. You're taking a great hitter and putting him in a small park in a division, a very good division, but a division with a lot of small fields, you know, hitter-friendly fields. I think there's a chance that this guy's numbers are crazy. I've heard from multiple friends of mine that say he's one of the most polished hitters that they've ever seen, maybe best left-handed hitter from very, very accomplished hitters in the game. So I think it does a lot. I think it takes pressure off of Judge having to perform. I think it takes pressure off of Stanton having to perform. And I think it allows both of them to just play and share that pressure with Soto that I think he gladly will embrace and show up and play every single day like he always does and put up big numbers. And I think you now have three guys with those three guys that are potentially 40, 50 home run guys in that stadium in the same lineup in a year is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, that's potentially a 2-3-4 setup where you've got 40 home runs and 100 RBIs between all three of them.
Don't forget about Gleyber Torres, who's a second baseman.
I think Glaber's a great ball player. I'm just saying on those three alone.
They're going to lose them in the offseason. Gleyber, if they have any chance of keeping Juan Soto, one of those guys are going to have to go. It looks like it. And if I were the Yankees, honestly, I would try to move Gleyber Torres in the middle of the season if you believe you're going to make a run, because we heard Brian Cashman came out and said that he's definitely going to free agency and the Yankees are going to be in it, but it doesn't mean they're going to win it. So, and I still think he's a Met. I still think he's going to go to the Mets one way or another. I think Steve Cohen.
I think he'll probably stay in the American League.
You think so? Really?
Yeah. I think a lot of guys like to stay in the league that they came up in.
Well, so what, doesn't Soto come in the National League?
Soto came in.
But it's not free agent. But that's through trade.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if he's a free agent, I would venture to say he'd probably stay in a league that he knows the pitchers and he knows
That's true.
he has he has familiarity in that league, and going to a new league, even though they play a lot of interleague stuff now,
right?
I still think that he would choose the American League. It might be the East. He might stay in the East, Toronto, something like that. But I think he's going to stay in the American League. I think he'll probably stay in the East.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he'll go to the National League. I really don't, unless he goes to the Mets and he's up the middle with Lindor, which
they're best friends. So
I mean, that would be huge. That would be a huge.
I don't want to say it. I'm a Yankees fan. Do you think I want to see Juan Soto? Do you think I want to see Juan Soto in a Mets uniform after the Yankees traded away a bunch of young people? I hope not. I'm going to throw up, Danny.
If Juan Soto does what Juan Soto is supposed to do in Yankee Stadium, there's no way the Yankees can let him walk away. In my opinion.
You going to give him $700 million?
No. Unless he starts pitching and throwing 100, I can't do that. I mean, that's the only way that contract even makes sense for me, is that you're getting two guys in one, two elite guys in one. You're getting two MVPs in one person.
Do you think Ohtani's going to be elite coming back from a second UCL tear? I don't know, man. That's asking a lot.
I do. I still think he will. I don't know if you're going to have to temper his pitching, and instead of every fifth day, you're going to have to be every seventh day or something like that. But I do believe that he can still be elite, because Japan is what they take every Monday off. They play 6 games a week. A lot of the international leagues do that. They take every Monday off. So maybe that's what it is. They pitch him once every 7 days, once every 6 days, something like that, to give him a little bit extra rest. Might help his arm. The hitting's going to obviously be there. But I still think you have an elite performer, and I do believe that he will perform at that level for a very long time.
So talk about your new company. You said Orange County Crush,
yes.
Baseball organization, travel baseball. Talk about that.
I like Crush Orange Soda, by the way.
Yeah, me too. So the Orange County Crush was who I played for as a kid. It was an organization I played for as a kid, and as my oldest son, who's 7 years old, was coming through pony ball, we just decided to go the travel ball route to just get more games, play against better competition. I don't know, just different route. Out in California, that's kind of where everyone goes, and it's fun, it's enjoyable. We get to play in different states. We're going to spring training with our team to play in a spring training tournament in Arizona, so the kids get to see big league spring training game. It's a lot of fun. Freddie Freeman's son plays on my team. Freddie and I are good friends, and Charlie plays on my team. It's a good group of kids. We have 8 teams now from 7 through 14, and it's going really well. And I got to the point with my son when he was young where it was just we wanted to do something else, and myself and Ryan Yule, who's the owner, and Joe Navron, we wanted to do something different. And me was more driven to surround my son with the right atmosphere to allow him to potentially have success. And so that was what drove me for my own 2 boys. But also, I was so sick of watching all of this internet crap of how people are teaching baseball. I was so sick of watching it and misleading families, misleading kids. And I thought I could do a small part in it in the city that I'm from, and I could potentially help kids in an area that I'm from. We scholarship a lot of kids. We help out families, and we do try to make this affordable as much as we can for families and give them the best coaching. We have very good coaching around them. Myself, who's the head of the organization with Ryan Yule, and then Wei Yin Chen's son, his two sons, play for my organization, so he does pitching on both of those teams. Michael Wing, who played in the minor leagues for a long time, is one of our coaches. We do keep good coaching around them, and the thought for me on that is that if we can have these kids at a younger age be surrounded by coaches that have played the game and been through this grind and this life, that it might give them an opportunity to be successful at high school, maybe college, and then beyond that, it's just whatever happens. But if you can give them opportunity to be successful in high school and be someone on the team that can really contribute to their team, I think that's a great success. And so I'm just trying to, I guess, do my part in baseball to steer these kids the right direction and get them away from these YouTube sensations of teaching crap.
Well, I'm going to tell you something before we let you go. I want you to do me a favor, because he's not in his frame right now. Up there he is again. I was about to attack him. All right, about the Gamecock thing. Well, what is it that his love fest for the Gamecocks? Please tell me. I mean, you went to South Carolina. What is this love fest when it comes to Sean Smith and his Gamecocks? Please give it to me.
You asking me?
Yes.
I didn't go to South Carolina.
See that? I told you.
Wow, Sean, it's spreading lies.
I went to Long Beach State.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'm a dirtbag.
He's a dirtbag, right? Right? That's what they call him.
I got a bunch of friends that went to South Carolina, and they preach about that school.
Look at that. Sean,
y'all said he went to South Carolina.
I did not say anything.
I know that went to South Carolina, they preach about that school. They love that school. I mean, it looks like a great school. I don't know anything about
he called us
the school itself, but I got a lot of friends that actually went there and played ball there.
Well, listen,
it's a great school.
Don't try to
I'm sure it is.
Don't try to stick up for him now. No sticking up for Sean Smith. He doesn't need anybody sticking up for him. I'm losing it. This guy all day, the whole show, getting on my last nerve. But I love the guy. Guy knows his stuff. But as far as the Gamecocks are concerned, I ain't throwing my Duke Blue Devils under the bus. I am not happy. I am not happy.
Let me ask Sean a question. Playing football, right? Like I just was talking about all these YouTube sensations trying to teach baseball. How frustrated do you get when you see someone who's never played football or been in your position trying to teach something that they know nothing about on YouTube or on Instagram? How frustrated does that make you to watch that crap?
It's frustrating because, we're professionals, so we play at the highest level you can play. So my price is not the same that these wannabe trainers try to be. And it's so frustrating because you're teaching so many bad habits and teaching kids not the way to play the game or even understand the game. And it's so frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this guy probably even played but JV in high school.
Yep. And I'm with you. That's what we're fighting in baseball right now.
Man, I've been fighting this in football for a long time now.
Yeah. It's frustrating to see.
Yeah, what's frustrating? It's frustrating when a Gamecock tells me that the Gamecocks are a great school.
Great school.
Yeah.
Our baseball program, our men's basketball program is great. Our extracurricular team is great. Our soccer swim team is great. I mean, what more you want me to go? Our golf team is great.
Swim team? What? Are you watching the swim team swim?
I just know on Instagram, I follow the sports page and it just lets me know, keeps me updated on everything.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Anyways, we love you, by the way. Danny, we really appreciate the time as always. We'll get you on
thank you guys.
More sooner than later. You're fantastic and keep doing what you're doing with the Crush. And by the way, for you, maybe I should send you a couple of bottles of Crush because I love it too, man. I mean, it is my kryptonite. It is my kryptonite. What are you eating? What are you sticking in your mouth right now? What are you eating?
I'm trying to get us a nacho deal.
Nacho
dip? There we go. Yeah.
This is a radio show. You're eating nacho dip?
Yo, I'm eating Rotel. It's meat, corn, tomatoes, and nachos.
Just don't be cheap with me when you have to take me out to dinner, buddy.
Okay.
It's not cheap. My girl made this is something quick and
All right,
fast.
tell your girl, I love her. I love her. Okay, but she's not a gamecock. Okay, she's not.
No,
yeah.
She's not.
Keep it that way. Anyway, Danny, we love you. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
We were just talking to former Nationals, Angels, Rays, Mariners, second baseman, our friend Danny Espinosa. Fantastic, as always, as our friend over here is eating what kind of dip, or what is it? Some crazy dip. Anyways, let's go to a quick break. I know our next guest is waiting to come on, and this is the first time he's going to be on a show, and we're bringing him on a little bit late, but we're going to give him all the time in the world because he's an ex-Cowboy, and I'm sure he has his own thoughts to the Cowboys season and off season. We will be talking to former Cowboys defensive lineman Tyrone Crawford here on the Sports Loudmouth.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. This is the Sports Loudmouth.
Oh, where are you, Sean? Where's the dances, man? Look at this. Look at that. See what you got. He's eating his taco nacho crap. Look at this guy. Where is he? There he is. Let's see you dance. Come on, before we introduce our. Come on, the music's up. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Let's see the gamecock dance. Let's see it. Let's see it.
I know dance. It's just food. You know, when I got food in my system, I get happy.
Yeah, we know it.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, Sean. You can't kick this butt. Huh. Eat it.
I'm on my phone, boys. Do I need to flip it?
No, we'll see you good.
Oh, man.
I see him vertical.
Listen, we love it. We love it. Oh, my God. What a show, man. What a show. And we have a very special guest. And before we introduce him, this is the first time on our show, by the way. You're listening to the Sports Loudmouth. I'm your host, Daryl Marks, my co-host, Speedy Petey, and ex-NFL player Sean Smith. Go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out all our shows throughout the week, including The Loudmouth with me, Speedy Petey, Sean Smith, every single Wednesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. All you have to do to tune in and listen to our show is go to our website. It's www.worldwidesportsradio.com. By the way, 70,000 downloads, over 70 in the last 4.5 months to our show. Thank you to all the Spotify and Apple podcast fans that are downloading our show and really interacting with our craziness, but we really like it. And thank you to Danny Espinosa. But this guy's been waiting. He's been sitting here. He's a Cowboy. He loves his Cowboys, and he's over there. You know, he's a Texas guy. Okay, I'm just over here, Sean Smith. I mean, seriously. We're now talking to former Cowboys defensive lineman Tyrone Crawford. Tyrone, what's up, bud?
What's up, my guys? How's it going, man?
We're good, man. I mean, you look good. You still look like you could play in the NFL. You really do.
Man. I could probably play about 1 snap, 2 snaps.
You definitely could. Guess what? I think the Cowboys could use you. Okay, they could have used you in the playoffs, that's for sure. But you know, before we get into your career, your thoughts to the Cowboys going into the season, Dak Prescott having a season that he had with Mike McCarthy, and really for all the people that take shots at Dak Prescott and how he's, you know, he fits the system and that he's not a top end quarterback when I believe he was a top 5 quarterback all season long. What are your thoughts to Dak Prescott and his talent this year?
I mean, Dak did what he's supposed to do, and he went out there and he showed the world. He shut the world up for the longest time until the loss in the playoffs. But I didn't hear no talking when he was doing his thing. All I heard was good things. So, as far as that, I can't. I've never had anything bad to say about Dak Prescott because I know football. I know what I'm seeing. I know dime passes. I know when footballs are placed in receivers' hands. I know when a quarterback is making a really good pass, and that's just what Dak does. He's a dime passer. He had the year where the year before this and had some turnovers, but people had bad things to say. But then he shut them up really quick this season until that playoff game, and then everybody had the talking jitterbugs again because it was popular.
So what type of leader was he as a quarterback and also on and off the field, being just a teammate, even with a lot of these players, both offense and defense?
Yeah, man, it's a man I call my brother, you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, I have only good things to say about Dak. If it kind of breaks it down to you, I would say Dak for president, you know what I mean? So, so good of a leader, I think he can lead the country, and I'm not joking about that. Like if there was a time where he kept growing as this leader, I think he would be on pace for the future to lead this damn country. Sorry about my light, but yeah, he's a beast, man, and he knows what to say in the right moments. Oh damn! Turn on my light. Sorry, guys.
You have the clapper?
Man, I got these damn. I don't even know what they're called.
That's what happens when you stay in a gated community.
That's funny. That's funny because I know where you stay, Sean.
Yeah, we stay up the street from each other, you know.
Yeah, and we both Frisco residents. Hey, we don't gotta hide that.
we both Frisco guys.
I'll be catching you in all the big body Escalades. You know what I mean? So.
Now the real question is: Have you ever caught Sean teaching yoga?
I haven't caught the yoga yet. I didn't catch the yoga yet. Now we usually. It's funny. We usually catch each other. At the gas station. I'll see him at the gas station randomly.
See each other at the gas station. Always.
It's so random, but
always
this is what happens.
Oh, but also shout out to Tyrone ran the white hat. Jason Hatcher's son JJ passed away, and he has started a white hat company, a hat about his son. He also started a podcast. So shout out to you wearing a hat, man.
Man, it's a big hat, man. 18 on the side.
Yeah, it's clean, and I'm not a kind of, I don't wear those kind of hats, but I'm gonna wear it just because it's JJ, and I know what he meant, and his spirit, and the type of kid he was. You know what I mean? And the type of dude Hatch is. So
yeah, it's a big movement, and I love what he's spreading. So it's all positive, all positivity, positive light. And walking in the light. That's the message. So that's kind of why I'm rocking it, and why I'll always rock it and support JJ and the whole Hatcher family for sure.
No, for sure. But yeah, let's get back on this Dak Prescott. I understand you say you bought him for president. But do you really think he's worth that $60 million? Like, if you can't win the big game,
Well, so my question to you, Sean, is, I'm a Cowboys fan now. Do you think he couldn't win the big game? Are we putting the blame on him that game?
I'm not putting the blame on the blame is on the whole team. It's also on the head coach. Just like I was shocked to bring Mike McCarthy back.
Yeah, well, there's a huge blame on that defense that game, and I'll tell every single one of them to their face.
Well, I know you do because my next question to you is your teammate, and he's a dude of mine because he went to my JUCO, Butler County.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe what he said on national TV.
I might not have caught that.
About, do you got the clip? We got the clip that he said on national TV about there's a long 17-game season and we were tired.
Fisher, look that up. Speedy, you look that up.
I couldn't believe him saying that. That's when I lost kind of respect for him on that, bro. It's like, You don't get on there and say that, bro. We had a long season. That's why we didn't win. Come on. And I know you a dog, the type of dog you is, and the type of blood, sweat, and tears you put in, the grind. I see you grind, riding your bike up and all the type of stuff. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I think when sometimes when Law talks, he'll talk for others as well. You know what I mean? So he might not have been saying it. He might not have been saying it about himself, but he might have been saying like, hey, like, the real reason is like, I know everybody's tired at this point. Every team is tired, but like we played tired. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that's exactly how he meant it, but I did hear something about that. But I know he didn't mean he was tired because you saw what he did in the game. I saw.
That's what I'm saying though. Riding a bike,
yeah,
and all the stuff that come on, bro. And he's not a dude that he's out in the club. He's not a dude like that. I may see him at the restaurant over at the shops getting dinner, but he's not in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, that's why I was so shocked to even see that. I was like, damn, whoa, for him to say that.
It's crazy. It's crazy how media works, right? Because like a lot of things could, I mean,
I get it. That's why I just asked. I'm not trying to get you to say anything or put you in no situation, bro, because I'm not like that. I've been on both sides now, being retired. Shit, I'm always going to stay loyal to my guys because it's a brotherhood.
Absolutely.
But I'm always going to ask some of those questions that some people be scared to ask, and I'm not trying to ruffle no feathers or anything. Because I got one more question for you, then I'm going to let the guys take over. My next question is the Micah Parsons. Can you play with a guy like that? As far as I love the way he plays, but sometimes, bro, you just got to shut up.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how we were raised, right? Like when we were playing,
they don't make them like how you came in. When you came in the league, you understand what it was. You had some vets that vetted you.
Yeah. I mean, you know my vets. I had from Jay Ratliff, Kenyon Coleman, Marcus Spears.
Guys I played with. Remember, I was there.
Yeah, I know. Yep. So, Jason Hatcher, all them guys. So yeah, I mean. And then even guys like Sean Lee and them guys, it's just the social part of it was media, like what that was their job, and our job was in the locker room, right? But now guys are making so much money, and especially how he's doing it. I mean, he doesn't talk to media much, and he creates his own show. I mean, and it's been bought out. So the guy's making money.
Business-wise, yes. Business-wise, I'm not knocking it. But it's like I was telling the guys earlier on the show, Mike Zimmer don't deal with that type of shit.
Right.
And I feel like something's gonna change.
I don't know on the talking side, but at the end of the day, the dude plays his ass off. He's a hell of a player. So, as long as he can keep playing his ass off, I don't think nothing, nothing's going to happen in that sense. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, I can't call it. I can't call it on that aspect. But yeah, I know he's a beast on the field, and as long as he keep making plays, I'm sure they'll let him talk. But I'm sure he'll even cut himself off if the talking becomes a distraction to him. You know what I mean?
And that's the only thing. That's what I was telling guys earlier. You see what I was saying earlier? I was just saying, Tyrone told you, the guys that he played with, we didn't put up with that type of stuff, bro. We didn't. It just we kept it in the locker room, said what we said, and that's it. Play ball.
Yeah, it's a different game. It's definitely a different game.
It's not like how when we play. The game has changed. The dudes are different. You know what I mean? Just talk about that. How have you seen the game change? What have you seen the most? What's the biggest change since you're done been retired? Have you seen what changed in the game?
Well, I mean, like, at the end of the day, I went through like a weird 9 years in the league. So I came in with some crazy old school vets, old school coaches, and kind of left with like this whole, I left in COVID year. So like the media, the new kids coming in, and like that was super weird, a weird dynamic to me in the locker room. And, the whole social media and all that. And sometimes, you try and like right now, we're all trying to, we love the podcast world. We love, to chop it up with our opinions and everything. So this is it's a great platform, and try and get your platform up and, grow your platform. It's great to do right now. But yeah, I mean, when you're in the game and you go from having guys like Sean Lee and those guys that like Witten, that don't do media and they just play ball. It's completely different from when I left the league, and it was, a lot of talking heads, and just, kind of, it just didn't feel like it was all about ball anymore. And that's when it kind of got a little weird to me.
It's about your brand now.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like, people used to think about bread, but they used to think about it being, they have one thing to take care of, and that was football. If they took care of football, they were going to get paid. Now there's a bunch of avenues. I mean, you don't even have to be on the field. Like, something can happen to you, and you could be the next biggest media star and make a whole bunch of money just in the media world. So, I mean, I'm not talking about it on Damar Hamlin, but you see how his stories went, what happened to him on the field. Now, I mean, he's at every show, every party, every big
thing.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. It takes one thing. Now, guess what? If he want to go start a show, they're going to pick it up. If his foundation needs $50K right now, he's going to raise it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the nature of the beast, how it goes. So when you hot, you got to ride that wave, because once you're not hot no more, it's hard to get in the mix on certain things unless you're just a likable guy and have to connect.
Yeah, that's the truth. And it's going all the way down to college ball too. It's kind of affecting that whole world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you got college coaches stepping down from being head coaches. They'd rather be an assistant coach because they don't want to deal with all that hoopla.
Yeah.
AKA Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly, but also Sean Elliott down at Georgia State. Left. Now he's going back to South Carolina. Yeah. I know you don't like that. I know you don't like that.
The Gamecocks are back.
Oh, there it is. He's a cock, all right.
couple of my boys are Gamecocks too, so I know the passion behind it.
We got over 250 pound or more high guys. You're Gamecock fans, all right?
Yeah. I love it.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, T, you went to Boise State, right?
Boise State, yeah.
Boise State. I remember Boise State just because of the blue field. I remember when I was getting recruited, I got this great field. Hey, Boise State was the only school out there doing it like that. You know what I mean? Boise State done produced some good players.
Yeah, we got a little pipeline rolling, man.
Yeah, until they go to the Jets and they absolutely fail.
No, 3 of them went to the Cowboys.
I'm just saying, every Boise State player that went from the Jets, that went to the Jets, stunk. Okay, I'm just speaking the truth here. I'm just speaking the truth. When the Jets get them, they stink. They're great
when
college.
The Jets get anybody.
Well, thank you, Tyrone. Thank you for throwing me under the bus once again. This is wonderful. By the way, everybody, we're talking to former Cowboys defensive lineman Tyrone Crawford. He played from 2012 to 2020. Obviously, Sean knows him very, very well as they hang out at the gas station.
Man, we neighbors, man. That's just my neighbor, man. I see him. I used to see him riding his bike. I was retired. I used to see him and D-Law riding their bikes all the time, and it's cool. Like, in the era we live in, it's so many athletes, even former athletes, not even just football. It's basketball and baseball guys out here with us.
Yeah.
Do you ride a tricycle, Sean?
No, I don't ride a tricycle. I got a bike. I haven't been on my bike in a while, though. But guess what? The way the weather is right now, oh, man, I can go riding right now. It was 82 degrees today.
Yeah, me and D-Law just hit the course Cowboys today. That was nice.
Well, hold on.
Y'all went golfing, huh? I'm not a great golfer. I'm okay, but after the 9th hole, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, not me.
I would pay to watch you play golf. I would go to watch you play.
You gotta scroll through my Instagram. I got a couple of pictures of me golfing. I can hit the ball without trying to kill it. It's cool.
Do you wear the shorts like running up your your thighs because you like to do yoga and you know?
Nah, I wear some nice khaki shorts and a nice polo, man. That's all, man. And 9 out of 10 times I probably got some J's on my feet or some Dolce & Gabbana.
Ooh.
Oh, you see this Tyrone? This guy likes to show off. You know,
I'm not showing off. Tyrone, this is before Tyrone even knew me. Like, I've been the same way I am now all the time. Every guy that you meet or bring on, they'll tell you I've been the same way.
As long as I knew you.
This is crazy.
I'm straightforward. I don't sugarcoat it. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. I don't.
True. I would say that. I mean, the first time we interviewed you before you joined the show, you were in your bathroom.
I was at my girlfriend's house in the bathroom doing the interview. You know what I mean? While she was doing homework with her son. So, I was courteous.
I'll tell you this, man. That was one of the best interviews for one reason. What's the type of? He's like practically sitting in his shower doing an interview.
Yeah, I was actually sitting on the edge of the tub. Yeah, I was. I was sitting on the tub. I think you guys were looking at the flowery shower curtain we had.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Good backdrop.
Oh, nice backdrop. Hey, see, I was setting the mood. You know what I mean? I was setting the mood.
Would you ever?
Yeah.
Hey, so also, but we talking football and everything. T, like, what do you got up now? That life after football, what you got going now?
Man, I was just talking to D about this today. I'm kind of into everything, man. Honestly, I'll start with my passion project. Just something I'm doing out of just the love, and it's kind of what I'm doing is just trying to get the like what the coach that was on before this, or the player that was on before this. Trying to get like the fake hype out of coaching these young athletes. I know these young athletes think like, that, it just takes maybe just getting like working out like once or twice a week and all this stuff, just trying to get there. But I'm trying to explain, trying to start a movement. And that comes with me, kind of writing a book, doing videos, this whole social media thing. Of work, and it's kind of been my mantra, like as I came up into the league and going through college and stuff, but work with an extra K, so like extra work, to what it takes to go further than the next man, and obviously the sayings like work when no one's watching. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get going and light a fire in these kids. To get going on, because I've been seeing a lot of these kids want to become influencers, and all these things that like social media makes look really cool, but there's still the athletes out there. There's still becoming an athlete, still one of the best things you can do. There's no salary like an athlete's salary, right? So and no world like it either. Free meals all day, pampered. Yeah, doors that are opened.
Man, the status that you get, like, people don't understand. Like,
yeah, but it takes work, right? So
no, it takes a lot of work and dedication. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're right. Some kids get it, and some kids don't, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so for me, a lot of it is trying to reach the kids that kind of don't get it, but also reach some of the a lot of the parents.
Yes.
Because a lot of parents can get on their kids and just, have them practice discipline, which is easy, like start a challenge, complete a challenge. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, that's just some of the, like, I'm a parent right now, but I got 4 girls, but
Wow.
the one, I love it too.
Oh, man, wow.
They call me the king of
Dads,
hearts.
man. It's crazy. All the D linemen are like, all my homeboys as D linemen, we all got girls, and we all like all girl dads.
Yeah.
There you go. You two could form a dual basketball team.
You really could. I mean, you got 4, he's got 2. I mean, there you go. You got a 6-man. You're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I got the same thing for me. Most of my teammates, all girls. Like, everybody got girls. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was funny. Ron Leary had his 3rd girl, and he was like, "Man, I ain't coming around you no more, bro."
He's like, "You jinxed it."
Yeah.
Isn't Dak going to be a father soon too? I think he's going to be a father.
like in the next couple of days.
Yeah. Congratulations to Dak Prescott, his first kid.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're Tyrone. We're also we're potentially getting ex-center Andre Gerard on the show as well, potentially in the next couple of weeks.
Andre,
we'll see if he fits that pattern too.
Well, he's gonna have a story to say about me and him, so I'm gonna save it for that. Like me and Dre used to go at it in practice every day.
Okay, all right. When we have him on, Sean, we'll definitely keep that in mind. So Tyrone, I want to go back to your Cowboys career. You played in the NFC East for a while. Who was the biggest NFC? Because there's always somebody you hate the most, and what were those rivalries like?
Man, honestly, everybody that we played twice a year, and Washington, New York, and the Eagles, it got nasty. You know what I mean? So we knew we had to go there. We knew they had to come here, right? So obviously, Sean could tell you those games get nasty, and
those games get nasty.
Yeah. I mean, if you talk shit in the first game,
it's gonna come back for you the second game. You better back that.
Yeah, they ain't forgetting it. You might have thought they forgot it, and you get flat backed on the first play, and you're like, "Oh shit, this is real. This is real." But or vice versa, right? You can run we'll quickly run a exit game and knock a guard's head off. If they were talking shit. Game one,
quick, exit game, quick, just to get them back.
And I'm going to start the shit out of that next game, too. I'm going to have that guard looking at me towards the center, and he's just going to get blasted as he turns his head. but man, honestly, the rivalry on the field is intense, and it's pretty much as intense as you can think of. Nothing matches it. We went into Fresno State at Boise, and I guess they call that a big rivalry. But, I wasn't a part of no, big school rivalries, but I mean, when you go into Philly, and you're getting eggs and snowballs, and your windows cracked in your buses,
the Meadowlands when there was the Meadowlands, and the Giants fans they're brutal.
They're nutty, yeah. They don't
brutal.
care. They're out there in the freezing cold, don't even give a shit, just ready to rock. Ready to rock. Where are you guys from? Sorry, because I don't want to disrespect no one else.
No, I'm a Giants fan. You could say everything you want about them.
I'm a Jet fan. That's enough said on that. I mean,
so seriously. Giants and Jets fans.
Listen, when you do radio, you're not really a fan anymore. I mean, you stand up for your team when you want. And this guy, I got to bet. I said every time I mention the Jets, I'm going to pay $1 to his organization, which I think this is the 8th time tonight. So,
no, actually, it's the 11th. I've just been kept.
I'm sorry, $11 going to Sean Smith. But I honestly, it's hard. It's hard when you're here in New York. At least for the Giants, they've won 2. I mean, I've been a Jet fan since I was 7 years old.
For the Giants, they have a really bad recent track record against the Cowboys. We had your 2016. That was about it. It's the last 6 years or 8 years. Besides that, it's an all you guys domination.
Wait. 2016? No, that can't be right.
Well,
we were dominating people.
2 of the losses were to the Giants. Not you guys still won the division, but 2 of the losses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
really?
that's what I'm talking about. Head to head, head to head.
Hey T, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Speedy's on when it comes to the stats and analytics.
So don't even question it. Don't even question it.
You don't gotta question it. I don't question him. No, the wannabe Mr. Situation, aka Jersey Shore over here. You have
wannabe.
You have to check his sources sometimes because his sources are not reliable. I don't.
Hold on. Now you're getting too personal here. My sources are good. It's your sources, not sources. Your sources, whatever you're eating over there, your crackers, your nachos, or whatever.
I've been done eating my nachos, my guy.
Tell your girl to send some over to me because I'm hungry too.
Hey, when you're doing this show, you don't really have too many breaks. Hey, man, I'm hungry. I'm a big guy. I gotta eat.
Well, what do you think I am? I'm 230 pounds. I'm a big guy.
You and that
what?
The little man club, the medium club.
The little man club?
Yeah, you're not in the big. You're not in the big fella club.
Right. Little man club. Is this now? He's throwing me a curveball. I'm a little man now. Why?
Hey, as I call them, I really call the guys like the DBs and the little guys. I call them Power Rangers. You want me to call you a Power Ranger?
I'll tell you this. I mean, your combine guys over there that they bench 225, and you know how many? See how many you could do. I could do 225 35 times right now.
Right now.
Right now,
I can get 225 right now.
225 35 times. You know, and I'll tape it. I'll record it for you, buddy. For you, I'm going to send it to you.
Make sure
you're a little guy. You're calling me a little guy.
Make sure you're locking them up.
When you rub that cream and that juice in you, okay? At
Oh,
the meathead gym.
Listen, I don't know what you do in your private life, my friend. I don't know what cream you're using.
Oh,
whatever cream you're using. Listen, Tyrone, he's the one who brought the cream. I mean, whatever he's rubbing, I hope. Tyrone,
anytime a man says cream, it gets weird, you know?
Tyrone, did you see him pick up any cream at the gas station?
Oh, boy. No, I'm just pumping gas, man. Yeah, that's it.
Good answer.
Is that what you call it?
I don't ever go in the store.
Yeah, I don't go in the store either.
Oh, babe, I'm just pumping gas. I'm just pumping gas. Oh man, Tyrone Crawford.
Good answer, Tyrone.
This is no Jersey. This is no Jersey slang. This is just real, like pumping gas, like real life. You know, I know you guys.
I'm not from Jersey. I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Jersey Shore. I hate those guys. All right.
Oh, okay.
I hate those guys. They're not even Italian. All right. And by the way, just so you know, Sean, I'm from Long Island.
Yeah, you
Long
from Hempstead.
Island.
You're over there by Green Acres. You over there by Green Acres.
Listen. Long Island.
Hey, you over there by Green Acres, man.
First of all, I know I do not live by Green Acres. And if I was going to Green Acres, it wouldn't be the place I want to be. Okay, so just so you know, just so I did just giving it to you there. I'm not giving it to you. I'm just showing. Whatever. I'm not throwing myself under the bus now. Anyways,
I got you discombobulated now.
You did. I mean, maybe it's the bean burrito that you were, the bean nachos you were eating. I don't know. Well, hopefully you're not farting up a storm over there. I mean,
no, actually, I'm not.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Feeling great.
Well, listen, Tyrone. I don't know what you eat over there, but I love those jerseys back there, by the way. I love orange. It's a very nice color. So
yeah, I put it up there. I mean, I thought it was – I switch it out from time to time, you know. So I'll put my Boise or Cowboy or my junior college. So I stay from, I guess just simple reminders when I walk in here.
Well,
what JUCO you went to?
Oh, Bakersfield College. We were the whoop job. You know the Cali JUCO system.
Hey, bro, we have this. If it ain't a Cali dudes talking about Cali JUCOs or Mississippi talking about their JUCOs, man, Kansas got the best JUCOs, bro.
They're second. They're definitely second.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Kansas. This guy with his Kansas City crap. I mean, seriously. All I hear on this show is Kansas this, Kansas City this, Patrick Mahomes this, Travis Kelce, Swifty this, Swifty that. Where's your bracelet? Shove it up your you-know-what.
Man, I know my dog Sean ain't talking no Swifty stuff, man. Why don't you say that?
Hey, I just told him that the Swifties is in now. You know, Travis, please. The Swifties is in now. You know what I mean? I talk about my Chiefs, but I always give homage and pay homage to Jerry Jones.
Put it up. Put it up. There it is.
Oh! Damn. Stop playing my boy, man.
Wow.
It's cool though. He could be a Swifty. He could be a Swifty.
Hey, I'd be a Swifty. Hey, I'd be a Swifty.
Well, you.
I only know like one or two songs by the Swift, but
I tell you this, I don't know none of those songs. My girl knows her songs. I don't know the songs.
Could you sing? Do you have? Could you sing any of those songs?
You don't know none.
Yeah. I mean, we could help you out here.
I don't know none.
You're a liar.
You have to practice before you go on tour, Sean.
He's a liar.
He said you're a liar.
You're a liar. This guy, dude, he's taking a dump and he's listening to Taylor's 1989 album. Oh yeah.
No, I'm not. I mean,
I know.
hey, Tyrone, you're from Canada. You know any good Canadian singers?
Shawn Mendes.
I mean, yeah, the Drake. We got the best ever. Drake, The Weeknd, Justin Bieber.
And by the way, my boy DJ Mustard is Drake and The Weeknd's DJ, by the way. And we grew up together and we spun together. So shout out to DJ Mustard. So
man, shout out, man. Shout out the whole OVO crew, man.
Yeah.
OVO, Angelo, you know, all my boys up there, man. They're live. But
I'm upset at Toronto. Okay. I'm just going to let you know that I was up there in Toronto. Okay. I rented a car. We went to stop it, Sean. You're upsetting me now. I had to spend $3,000. This car dealership absolutely robbed me. All right.
You went to the wrong one. You gotta go to Raffiato Group, man. Raffiato Group. My boys up there. But yeah, I'm sorry. Look, I had to throw it in.
Wish I knew you, man, because I absolutely got screwed. I mean, I even paid the insurance and these I'm not going to say it. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings here. But these, you know what? They tell me, oh, you paid for the insurance, but there's a $3,000 deductible. You should have read the paperwork. I'm like, get the hell out of here. For a window, by the way, we had $450 of wine stolen from us. Okay, $450 of wine stolen from us. I'm not kidding you. Not kidding you. We got screwed, and then we got police reports, everything. And I called them up, and they charged me 3,000 Canadian dollars for a broken window. I said, I was screaming at him. I told him, you piece of, he's like, oh, this is what you United States, Northern New York guys.
Yeah, you should have read the fine print. It's the same thing when you go to Mexico and you rent a car. And guess what? You reckon you got to pay a lot of money. The fine print. That's why I read. That's why, you know what?
Oh, now you're telling me I don't read?
The Sean Smith Foundation is going to enjoy all the donations you give. Because we promote reading and literacy and childhood hunger. So this is going to be excellent because you don't read the fine print.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to
should have stayed out of Scarborough.
Yeah, this guy, well, the whole show, he's attacking me. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm going to send you a nice dark sausage so you can eat it and be quiet over there.
Oh,
I was upset. I was upset. I lost $3,000. All gone. It's gone. And I didn't do anything wrong. $400 window for $3,000. These piece of you-know-whats. Okay? I'm done.
Where'd you park the car? Did you park it in Brampton?
No, we were in Niagara. We were in Niagara. We went to Niagara. We went to the wineries over there because it was a big festival over there. And we hit a snowstorm. We were heading to Toronto, and we stopped at this. And it wasn't bad. It was right in the city end of it. And we parked the car, and we left wine in the car. And they broke the window. Woke up the next day, snowstorm and everything, snow all over the dude. It was horrible.
That's not like us. That's not like us. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. I'm also sorry for $3,000 I lost.
Yeah, it's really not like us.
You know what? I'm not going to blame you, Tyrone. It's not your fault. It's Sean's
fault. It's a bad representation of how we are because we're not like that. We're supposed to have a great time when you come to Canada, especially in that area. Ontario, we treat you right, but I don't know why that shit happened.
It's the Swifties' fault, right here.
Yeah. Next time, hit me up, man. We'll make sure everything goes smoothly.
All right. He definitely. See, he probably planned it. It was him. He set it all up. He's like, rob that SOB. That's what he did. I knew.
Sean, I knew that. I knew you. He was telling me something at the gas station. I set the whole thing up. You shouldn't have. I didn't know it was. Why'd you do that to me, man? And then you gonna have me on the show.
Figured you guys were in cahoots.
We was in cahoots, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you guys would have made the millions of dollars. Maybe you send me a couple $grand back. Sean's not. He's charging me every single time I mention the Jets.
Yeah. You're a good man.
I gotta find a way to give back to the community, man.
Oh, so $1 from me is going to give back to the community?
I'm gonna tell you an interesting fact. $25 feeds a family of 4 for Thanksgiving.
All right, so I'll send for Thanksgiving
turkey, rice, dessert, and some greens, all of that, bro. I'm being honest with you. People be surprised. You'd be surprised. Hey, $1 could buy you a burger at McDonald's, especially if you got the app.
Where the hell are you going? $1 burger?
Hey, bro, the way these apps and all these cash back and all these rewards now is the world is changing.
Oh my God. we are New Yorkers, buddy. Where do we go on these apps and
No,
buy?
you ain't going nowhere.
No, that's not happening, bro.
Not New
Good
York.
luck on that. Maybe in Texas, in Dallas, or wherever the hell you guys are. But over here, you kidding me? We're gonna look at. I have people telling me they have these coupon things. They don't even pick it up. They don't even cut it out. It's like if you're using that, you're on welfare. These people. I'm just saying.
Hey, I need you to catch up with the times, my guy.
Oh, so I need to catch up on the time. Now I've been attacked once, twice, and maybe 3 times on this show. Thank you. Thank you, Sean Smith, for making me just put a smile on my face. And you shouldn't have parked your car there. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done that. You should have read the fine print. Thank you, Sean, for making me feel so good about myself tonight. Oh,
hey, that's why it's called Hump Day Wednesday, and now you got some knowledge.
Well, good. Now you can go into that room and enjoy that hump day.
I gotta finish eating.
You guys are wild. This might be the craziest show I've been a part of.
Hey, man, that's why I joined this show, bro, because it's pretty cool, and they fit the motto of my style and what I do, and just keeping everything straightforward.
I love it. I love it.
Tyrone, we really appreciate the time as always. Take care of those kids.
Oh yeah.
And we'll talk to you soon. We'll get you on the show again. You're fantastic.
Hey man, and don't be a stranger, bro. Like I could golf. I just told you I'm only gonna play nine holes, bro.
Yeah, well, you gotta figure out how to make it to 18.
I didn't say I couldn't do the 18. I'm gonna do 9. I'm gonna do 9, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other 9, I'm just gonna sit in the cart with my cigar and my drink, and kick back.
Oh, stop it! Your cigar. Don't lie to him. Okay,
Yeah.
Don't say cigar. We know what you're smoking.
Yeah, I'm smoking that good loud pack. Yeah, everybody knows that. Smitty, they
Ain't
know
nothing wrong
Smitty
with
got
that.
the loud pack.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you're gonna have to touch that after the 9th for sure. You can't touch that at like 4 because then you're really gonna be gone by 9.
Nah, trust me, bro. All these scrambles I played in, I'm out every hole. I'm good with a drink and everything. Just when I get to the 9th hole, just boom, and then it'd be too hot, man. Hey, I'm when you're 300 plus,
you gotta have that towel with you.
I got the towel, but that heat after a while and drinking, hey.
Oh yeah,
no
that's
justice.
a bad mix. That's a
bad mix. You know what I mean? It feel like I'm in Vegas.
Oh shoot!
Stay away from those holes.
Yeah. Yeah. No more pumping gas.
Man, all jokes aside, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. We'll have you on again, though.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Anytime y'all are chopping it up, and you really just want to get some laughter going, I can bring it in, man. I'm telling you, I'll start firing everybody up if you need me to.
Oh, already then. You already know what it is, bro. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, man. And until next time, we'll definitely get on and talk some more football, and maybe you guys can catch me in the web.
Absolutely. Let's stay away from the gas stations, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
You guys take it easy, huh?
Tyrone Crawford, ladies and gentlemen, former Cowboys defensive lineman, 2012 to 2020. Fantastic interview. Really fantastic personality. Laid back. Your buddy, man. You hang out at the gas station. That's very nice.
Yeah, that's my dude. He's cool. He was younger than me, but, always been an energetic guy and hard-nosed, work hard, and, cool dude. Looked up to me. He was cool, always respectful, and, just real cool dude, though. Humble dude. See him in the neighborhood riding his bike and working hard when he was still playing and all of him and D-Law. So, even when I ask the questions, I'm going to ask the tough questions, the shit that everybody be scared to ask. I'm going to ask that. And I wasn't trying to throw him on a bus, and he answered the question the right way as he should. You know what I mean? Because he also has a relationship with Dak, which I know. You know what I mean? I'm cool with this guy, but it's like he knows how media could twist everything around sometimes.
And he's literally twisting around as we speak.
Well, I hear music in the background. I don't know what's going on over there, but
that's that good mafia music, that Sopranos for you.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
is that what you're trying? Now you're promoting mafia music?
No, I'm just saying.
First of all right, stop with the Guido crap. I am not a Guido. I am not a New Jersey.
Speedy, I got him so hot today, Speedy. I'm gonna get a text message.
I do not like to be compared to those you know whats. Okay,
Hey, Speedy, I'm gonna get a text message when we get off the show. Hey, bro, hey, you know.
No, I'm not going to do that because that's not me. I'm not going to. Listen, I'm not heartbroken for what you're saying, okay, buddy. If you know me, I have such hard skin just like you do. And
I don't know, man. Can we get some exit music? Can I skew up some Ralph Tresvant?
Oh, let's play 1989, some Taylor Swift.
Oh, you want some Swifties with that Swiftie music?
Well, you're the one who called everybody a Swiftie here. You can't see. Oh, there he is. There he is. What a sexy young lady you are, my friends.
You want my girl to sing a Swiftie note for you?
Yeah, why not? Put her on.
You want to sing a Swiftie note, babe? You want to get the people?
I bet you she has better. She has a better voice than you.
Oh, yeah, she probably does. I mean,
oh my God.
You know what I mean? Hey, I'm not gonna quit my daytime job though. Hey,
no, thank God. Oh my God, what are you trying to kill us here? I mean, seriously.
Stick to coaching.
I mean, stick to coaching. I think you should stick to whatever he's doing over there. Besides, talking into a mic. Speedy, do you talk into a mic?
I do.
Yeah. Do you like talking into a mic?
I do.
How long do you like the mic?
I don't care.
You don't care how long the mic is?
No.
Well, even if it's long?
It doesn't matter.
How long do you like your mic?
I don't care.
Do you like it 6 inches, 7 inches?
I don't know.
I mean, just pick a number.
Whoa. On that note?
All right. 7 inches, ladies and gentlemen. He likes the 7-inch mics, ladies and gentlemen. It is wonderful. By the way, you go ahead, post it up, Fish, one more time so we can look at wonderful Speedy's face. There it is. Fish, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest of all, the executive producer, Mr. Fishman. So, thank you, by the way, to Danny Espinosa, former Nationals, Angels, Rays, Mariners, second baseman. Fantastic. Keep up the good work as always. And thank you to first-time fan of our show. He's now a fan. He really is.
He's a fan. Don't worry. Football season, he will be on.
Absolutely.
Wait till we have Andre Gerard on here. Because he made a post today talking about he's ready to get on some podcasts and talk. He got some topics, so he's going to be interesting. We're going to have to clear a whole hour for him.
Tyrone Crawford, fantastic, like you were saying, and Cowboy guy, and congratulations to Dak Prescott, who is a couple of days away from being a first-time father as well. Girl dad. I think he's having a girl. So another girl dad. So we'll see. Anyways, Sean, as always, we love you, man. I mean, you got to stay away from those, those beans, okay? Stay away from those beans. You're not in the bathroom, so that's a good sign. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do after the show, but if you're doing anything and whatever you're doing, make sure you shut the door. I don't think you want to smoke out your girlfriend. I don't think you need to do that. But we love you as always. But anyways, you could smoke out some other things, if you know what I mean. Anyways, thank you to all the fans. Thank you to the 73,000 downloads on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We have a new YouTube channel, which we're Fish and Speedy are working on right now. So you're going to have an opportunity to check out all the sports loudmouth, riffs and shorts and all the other stuff that we're going to post now moving forward. So all the fans download, subscribe, everything that we do on YouTube. And again, keep up, keep on listening, keep on trucking. And hopefully you don't go to the gas station and meet up with Tyrone or Sean, because they're two big guys that look like they like to squeeze the lid. So anyways, thank you, Sean, as always. We love you. And, well, we're not going to see you tomorrow, are we? Are you going to be on tomorrow?
No, I don't. No, Thursdays I have my girl. So
yes, he's a girl dad, ladies and gentlemen. He's a girl. Speedy, would you rather a boy dad or a girl dad?
I don't care. I'm
asking. I
don't care.
Do you want a girl or a boy?
I don't care.
I mean, seriously,
I don't care.
I mean, do you like a girl? Do you like a boy?
I don't care.
I think you like a boy. I think you look like the boy guy.
I don't care.
All right, he's a boy guy, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Speedy is a boy guy. So that's good, Speedy. I think you are a boy guy. Anyways, why don't you care?
I don't care about
kids that age which gender they are.
I didn't ask. I'm just asking if you were a father, which one would you want
I don't know, and I don't care.
Do you want to be a dad?
I don't know.
Do you want to be a grandmother?
Well, we should be asking you. What are you? You need to get to learn how to use your tool over there.
All right, stop with your crap, okay? You don't need to attack me now, Mr. Tool Belt Man. All right. What you're using over there must be a hammer. All right.
You gotta get off my guy Speedy, man. Speedy's my guy, man. Hey.
You got to be careful with him, man. You know,
I've learned the yoga, the Taylor Swift backstory. Yeah, I do have to be a little.
Sean, you better be careful. He does like dark sausages.
Don't worry, Sean. I won't stoop so low to steal your food.
You can see my girlfriend's face just now. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap.
It is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. It's definitely a wrap. Again, one more time, thank you to all the fans. We will be back tomorrow. Me and Speedy Petey. Who do we have on?
Well, Sean, yeah, you should be here because we actually have 2 defensive tackles coming on the show. One of which is a college kid. He played for Missouri for the last 5 years. Realist George will be joining us at 8:30. Defensive tackle with Missouri. And then at 9 o'clock, returning to the show, we had him on last summer. Martin Chase, former defensive tackle. He played for the Ravens. He played for the Jaguars. He played for the Saints. And he played for
the Saints. Yeah, we had the same agent. Martin Chase. Big old man, too. We had the same agent.
So he'll be on at 9 o'clock.
Does he pump gas like you?
We'll find out, I guess.
You know what? Ladies and gentlemen, I love all my fans. Thank you.
All right. We will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Good night.
Listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.